Good afternoon. Welcome to Harness Tube, your source for fair racing. Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt running the camera for you. You won't hear her on the audio, but she's out there providing the camera view for you tonight. We're in Carlinville, Illinois at the Macoupin County Fair for the racing for tonight. We appreciate that you could join us for the broadcast. Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt, and the big help in here is David Brink. David, this is a brainchild of David Brink, and want to thank him for bringing us in and letting us be a part of what's going on with Harness Tube. Harness Tube on YouTube. You can see now we're up to about 21 races this year that are going to be out there, and so we've got some things that we'll give you a little bit later for information about how you can help out, donate, or advertise with Harness Tube to bring harness racing to people's homes with that. And if you're a first-time watcher or listener, we tell people get a crowd together, have a watch night at your house for Harness Tube, and on each race you'll see who's running each of the races, and you can maybe draw cards to see who's going to have what horse. Maybe you could do a betting slip just at your own drawings there, or like Lisa and I do, take the races and you pick the order that you think they're going to finish in 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 1 through 7, whatever, and then see who gets the most right for the evening on that. And so with that, we're going to take a station break. We'll be right back after these messages from some of our sponsors.
Remarkable stories about the people and horses at the core of harness racing. Midwest Harness Report has been a strong advocate and comprehensive source for harness racing in the Midwest and beyond for over 40 years. With owner-editor Tim Conkle leading the way, Midwest Harness Report brings you the latest news, information, schedules, and stats. Uncover remarkable stories about the people and horses at the core of harness racing. Midwest Harness Report reaches thousands of subscribers every month. For advertising, Midwest Harness Report has been a strong advocate and comprehensive source for harness racing in the Midwest and beyond for over 40 years. With owner-editor Tim Conkle leading the way, Midwest Harness Report brings you the latest news, information, schedules, and stats. Uncover remarkable stories about the people and horses at the core of harness racing. Midwest Harness Report reaches thousands of subscribers every month. For advertising and subscription inquiries, call 765-212-1320 or visit MidwestHarnessReport.com.
Back with you on Harness Tube tonight. Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt doing the camera work for you. We'll put up on the screen here. Let's look at the screen and the races that are coming up as far as the rest of the race season, or so far what we have. We've got races I will tell you we've added to this that will be added in the next couple of weeks that we'll let you know about. But want to let you know tomorrow we're in Decatur. That's June 7th. We're in Decatur. That one's not listed on the sheet. I got one too early of the updates. But Decatur tomorrow, post time on that will be 4 p.m. Then we've got Decatur on Saturday, post time 11 a.m. Rushville the 29th of June, but we'll have one before that on the 21st of June. We will have a race that's yet to be put in there, but it will be up by the Quad Cities, and we'll have that race for you on the 21st. So updates happening all throughout what's going on with us right now. This is a baby that's growing, I guess I should say, and you can kind of see the upcoming events. If you don't see yourself on the events, you need to talk to David Brink and get on the list. He'll tell you what it's going to cost for us to come and be there, what we need for advertising and things like that. So contact David Brink and we'll show you up on the screen how to do that.
Maximum
We'll be
exposure,
back in a moment.
the best sales, the easiest way. Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, Ongate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at Ongate.com. Ongate, we've changed the way the business works.
Babe, back with you on Harness Tube. Want to say thank you to our generous donors listed on the screen: Lisa Hoffman, Midwestern Illinois Racing Association; Stephen Lisa Surratt; Allison McGrew; Jay Bowen Salon; and Ron and Carol Cox. Want to thank you for your generous donations, and you can donate also. Your donations will help keep Harness Tube free. What we're trying to do is provide this as a free service to people throughout the state of Illinois and actually nationwide. And so if you'd like to be a part of it, it's got a Venmo account in there. It's Venmo at Harness Tube. That's in PayPal at Harness Tube, or you can just send a check to P.O. Box 63, Mount Sterling, Illinois, 62353 to Mr. David Brink, and we'll get you, you can help us with a donation. Now, if you're looking for advertising with us, we can bring the message to the viewers about what we're doing here. Again, we're getting our feet off the ground. We're like here at the first broadcast, trying to get used to the setup here, because this is different than what we use for our normal broadcast for Lisa and myself with sporting events. And so we thank you for being a part of this day and a part of the broadcast. And so we're getting ready. Post time for the first race is 5:30. Let me go over the Harness Tube first race for tonight here in Carlinville. It'll be 2-year-old filly Pacers, sponsored by the Bob Grotter Memorial. Purse is going to be $3,500. And here is what your lineup looks like. It'll be Counselor M. That'll be driven by Jamaica Patton and trained by Jamaica Patton. IYQ in Only You, Jordan Patton the driver and Jordan Patton the trainer. Illini Judy is driven by Richard S. Flynn, trained by Richard S. Flynn. Rockin' Diva is Zachary Dennison and trained by Jerry Blount. And RK's Tony, driven by J.D. Lewis, and the trainer is Rashawn Trigger. And so want to let you know about that. Ed Teefy is going to be our track announcer tonight, and he'll take care of things there. Looks like we've got some pageantry over there as we'll get ready for the 5:30 post time. And so as we get ready for post time here, we'll let you see some of the horses, and we'll wait for the track announcer to start what he's doing. Sorry, folks, we got the first race coming up there. We've got the royalty in front of the winner's circle as Lisa gets that out there and available for you. I want to thank Ed Teefee for being the track announcer tonight and being a part of this broadcast also. But we're glad that you're here and with us as they're getting ready to do the call to the post. And we'll have the track announcer and so forth as far as that's concerned. But Steve Surratt here doing some side commentary about filling in just a little bit. But most of the announcing will be done by the track announcer, Ed Teefee. The video is being done by my wife, Lisa Surratt. Hope you'll enjoy the broadcast, and it may take her a race or two to get back in the groove. But the feedback that we got, we had some good video in Carlinville. We've got some. Okay, we got a buzz. There we go. As he gets ready, that's the track system that was buzzing there. As we get ready for the first race, it'll be Counselor M, IYQ in Only You, Illini Judy, Rockin' Diva, and Arcase Tony will be in this first feature race for you. And there's the call to post. And that was your call to post. We're glad that you're here again to watch harness racing on Harness Tube. Hang on just a second. I'm in the middle of broadcast.
Sorry.
The only place I know of was the horse barn was the only place over at the horse office was what somebody said earlier.
They've always had somebody walking around here.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. Got some people asking about programs. I'm sorry that went on the air, but as we get ready here, they're trying to get programs, and people are wanting programs for the race. As you can see, your drivers and so forth are up here for the night. We may not be as up to date as we were in Carrollton on the driver changes and so forth. We'll have to hear those over the PA. And we were lucky when we were in Carrollton that we were right up where the judges and so forth were for the evening. And so that's what we're doing this evening. Looks like our fair royalties got done. We should have Ed Teefee going here in just a few moments as we get ready for the first race. The first race will have 5 horses in it with a purse of over $3,000. And everybody dressed in red for the Grotter family. We appreciate their donations to horse racing and the passing of the loved one there. And so with that, I'm going to turn this off, and we'll wait for the PA announcer, as far as that's concerned, to come back on the air.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an evening of harness racing here at the Macoupin County Fair. 13 races tonight. First field is coming onto the track. To pick the winner contest, coupons can be found in your program. Fill in there your name, name of the horse that you will think will win our races tonight. If your name's drawn out, you'll win a prize courtesy of the Macoupin County Fair.
Okay, right there, she's got.
Kim Rhodes is there in the grandstand. Kim Rhodes, she's got some race programs.
Or vice versa. Do you want me to do the anthem and then the blessing? Okay.
So if you need a race program, Kim Rhodes is over there. She should have some race programs for you. First field is coming out. We'd ask that you stand now. We had the Boy Scout troop out there a while ago. I don't know if they're still here or not.
Oh, they're right there.
Okay, good. Okay, we're going to have the national anthem now. Let's think about our veterans, our men and women serving our fine country throughout the world as Jody Decker Bennett honors America with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
If you would remain standing, please, we're going to have a prayer. Thank you. Our dear gracious Heavenly Father, as we come to you right now, just so thankful, Lord, that we could be here tonight. We're so thankful for fair and what it means to our community. And Lord, we just pray that you'd bless everyone here tonight. And we pray that you'd watch over each one. And Lord, we thank you for the many, many volunteers that it takes, the work that they put in to put this fair on. And Lord, we thank you for the participants that come out here, Lord, to support us. And now we just pray that tonight's event, the horse races, will be a grand night, and we'll have some wonderful winners and maybe even break a record, Lord. We just pray that you'll bless the whole event, Lord, and the rest of this week as we continue with the other events each night. And now lead us and guide us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
I would think I'll do it.
BB Groter, please come trackside. BB Groter.
Back with you on Harness Tube as we get ready for our first race tonight. It'll be the 2-year-old fillies tonight. Purse is $3,005 in race 1. We've got 5 horses in that race. Counselor M, driven by Jamaica Patton and trained by Jamaica J.P. Patton. IYQ in Only You, driven by Jordan Patton, trained by Jordan Patton. Illini Judy, Richard Southpaw Finn is both the trainer and the driver. Rockin' Diva is driven by Zachary Denson
BB,
and
on
trained.
behalf of the Macoupin County Fair, we appreciate everything Bob has done for the sport of horse racing. He has been our beloved starter since, well, before I was born. I'm going to try to get through this. What an incredible man, incredible legacy. We love you. Thank you, Jody. Thank you. We will be having just a brief moment of silence in memory of starter Bob. He passed away in February this year, and you might notice the absence of the red starting gate. So it's a little tough for some of us this year. So if we could just have a brief moment of silence in his honor. Thank you. Enjoy the races.
As we get ready for this race, we want to remember the Grotter family, and he's a fixture in horse racing in the state of Illinois for a number of years. And so...
Right, the horses are out for the first race. We're going to go right directly to the gate. They've been out there for a while. This is the Bob Grotter Memorial. As Jody said, Bob was the starter here for the past 50 years. That red mobile starting gate started the horse races here for the last half century. Set up there in the first turn between the races. Bob was a fixture at these Midwest Illinois County Fair races for many years. Passed in a tragic accident this past February. This race, the Bob Grotter Memorial. 2-year-old filly pacers. The one is Counselor E.M., owned by David Williams, and J.J. Carter. Jamaica Patton is the trainer and the driver. 2, IYQ in Only You, owned by Bart Seals. Jordan Patton trains and will drive. Number 3, Illini Judy, owned by Walk on Water Racing and Jesse Judy. Richard Finn is the trainer driver. Number 4, Rockin' Diva, owned by Jermaine Spann. Jerry Blount is the trainer with Zach Denson. And number 5, Arkeys Tony, owned by Dennis Wright and Mitch Titus. Roshan Trigg trains with J.D. Lewis driving. First race, 16th out, and here they come. They're often pacing. A good start for the 2-year-old pacing fillies. Counselor E.M. is away first on the inside, rolling up on the outside, and now rough-gated and off-strided goes Arkeys Tony. Arkeys Tony has made a break. We move around that first turn. Past that first 8-mile marker, Counselor E.M., first-time starter, leads by 4 lengths. Racing second is Illini Judy. Back there, third on the inside, IYQ and Only You. With the leaders third. Move towards that quarter-mile marker. It's Counselor E.M. Illini Judy right there second. Started to make a move, then rethought it and dropped back over to the rail. First quarter was in 33 and 1/5 of a second. 33 and 1 off the quarter. It's Counselor E.M. and Jamaica Patton by a length and a quarter. Illini Judy is still right there second. Rockin' Divas along the inside there third. As the 5 Illinois-bred 2-year-old pacing fillies race towards that half-mile marker. Counselor E.M., the Major Bombay filly, by half a length. On the outside, Illini Judy was right there second. Got rough-gated, hit the wheel of Jamaica, but is back pacing now. As they swing past the draw gate over to the 5/8 mile marker, it's Counselor E.M. by a length and a half. Racing second still is Rockin' Diva, the half in 107. Moving up the backstretch now towards that 3/4 mile marker. I Like You and Only You was second. She's rough-gated. She goes off stride. That leaves Counselor EM on top by about 5. I Like You and Only You is their second. Illini Judy is racing third. 3/4 in 130. We got to relook at that. Off the 7/8 are at the head of the finish stretch at much as 141 probably to the 3/4. It's Counselor EM. Counselor EM. 3/4 are 138 and 1. Counselor EM. Major Bombay filly, home by 10. Tight for second. Looked like Illini Judy was second, followed by IYQ and Only You. Then the free-legged filly, RK's Tony. And at the back of the pack was the 4, Rockin' Diva.
Okay, back up with you. We'll see if we can get some of the final numbers. I'm sorry, didn't get fully prepared for
Mine
this.
was 2:10, 1/5 of a second, 2:10.1. First quarter was in 33 and 1, the half in 107, 3/4 in 138 and 1, the mile 2:10, 1/5. Counselor EM, a 2-year-old daughter of Major Bombay, making her first lifetime start. From the Western Hanover mare, Gladstone Ruby Girl, bred by the late Carl Becker's Fair Meadow Farm down in Altamont, Illinois. Nice wire-to-wire effort for this filly, 2:10 and 1/5 of a second in her first lifetime try. She's owned by David Williams of Byram, Mississippi, J.J. Carter of Clinton, Mississippi, and J.J. Carter there, this is his first horse that he's owned. And of course, his first win. So J.J. Carter, one of the owners of Counselor EM, here in the winner's circle with driver trainer Jamaica Patton for the Bob Groder Memorial Trophy presentation. B.B. Groder's there with your superintendent of speed, Jim Kaburk, her daughter Brenda, son Robbie, and their extended families here. Bob Groder started the races with that red starting gate for almost the last 50 years here at the Macoupin County Fair. Here comes Jim Ballinger, good friend of Bob Groder's for all those 50 years, and Jim's going to make his way over here for this picture. Jim, of course, not only a local, but he's the owner of the multiple-time Illinois Harness Horse of the Year, Fox Valley Gemini. So, Jim Ballinger drove the starting gate many, many times for the late Bob Groder. Jim's been involved in about every facet of the business. He's the vice president of the Midwestern Illinois Racing Association, there with his brother Bob. Jim Kaburk, your superintendent of speed, all the connections of Counselor EM and the family, the loyal family of the late Bob Groder. Let's give them all a big hand, fans. Counselor EM Jamaica Patton wins the Bob Groder Memorial. Okay, the winner of the first Pick the Winner contest, the winner of $5, courtesy of the Macoupin County Fair, is Casey Clivenger. Casey Clivenger. And they've got your queen here has the money. So Casey, if you'll give us a big wave, we'll come over there and present you with your $5. Your fair royalty, your reigning royalty, all with us tonight. Miss Macoupin County Fair, Mackenzie Moyer, Junior Miss Kennedy Isaacs, and your little Miss Sadie Roberts. They've served the past year. They've done an excellent job. Nice to have them at the harness races here tonight. Your annual pageants will be tomorrow night right here at the Macoupin County Fair. Results of that first race now official. Number 1, Counselor EM was the winner. Number 2, IYQ and Only You was third. Number 3, Illini Judy finished second. Number 4, Rockin' Diva was fifth. And number 5, RK's Tony finished fourth. First quarter was in 33 and 1/5 of a second. The half in 1:07. 3 quarters in 1:38 and a fifth. The mile 2:10. 1/5 of a second. Race 1 checks down from the top. 1:32.54 on the bottom. Time of that mile was 2:10, 1/5 of a second. Race number 2 coming up next. This is the Sonny and Mary Schaefer Memorial for 2-year-old Colt Pacers. A couple of driver changes. Number 4, April's Big Guy, will now be driven by Freddie Patton Jr. Freddie Patton Jr. on the 4. And number 6, Rock On Big Star, changed that driver to Jordan Patton. Jordan Patton drives the 6. Race 2, the William Sonny and Mary Schaefer Memorial. Something new at this year's Macoupin County Fair and throughout the Midwestern Illinois Racing Association circuit and throughout the Illinois County Fair circuit season, we've got Hornet Tube here, and you can see the young lady on the reviewing stand there in the pink shirt. That's Lisa Surratt, along with her husband Steve under the umbrella there. They are broadcasting the harness races from many of our Illinois County fairs this summer. This is the second fair they've been at. They were at the Greene County Fair at Carrollton last week. And they're right here today, be at the Macon County Fair in Decatur tomorrow. So you can find them on Hornet Tube. There's a Facebook site, Hornet Tube. Also, you can find Hornet Tube on YouTube and watch the County Fair races this summer live, courtesy of Hornet Tube, which was the brainchild of David Brink of Mount Sterling. The Surratts, Steve and Lisa, have been broadcasting all of the Brown County sports activities, over 100 the last couple of seasons. They do an excellent job, and David Brink's got them doing these harness races this year. So listen in on Hornet Tube on YouTube or check out their site, bchornetsports.com for more information.
We'll correct Ed on that right now. It's Harness Tube, guys. Harness Tube is what you're watching on, and you can find that information on Harness Tube on the Facebook account. Just go to Harness Tube. It'll be Facebook, and it'll be at Harness Tube. So take a look at that. Finishes as our sheets we changed for tonight's race. I'm not able to input the finals here, but Counselor M is first. In the second hole was IQ in Only You finishing third. Finishing second will be Illini Judy. The number 4 horse Rockin' Diva finished fifth. And RK's Tony The number 5 horse finished 4th. So 1, 3, 2, 5, 4 on your program. And congratulations to Jacob J.P. Patton for the victory on that. We'll get back with Ed Teefy now.
Had the rail, went to the top, never looked back, and won in 2:10 and 3/5. So the 3 is 1 for 1 in his young career. The 4 April's big guy was second at DeCoin just a few days ago. Timed over the big track there, the mile track there in 2:02 and 4. The 5 was second at Carrollton, and the 6 has got 2 starts to his credit in his young career. Was clocked in 2:04 last week over the mile track at DeCoin. Aces are out for the Schaefer Memorial.
Don't forget to like or subscribe and follow us on YouTube at HarnessTube IL. HarnessTube IL on YouTube. Facebook, it's at HarnessTube. Like or follow us. Subscribe.
There's a field now for race number 2, the Schaefer Memorial. Number 1 is Tough Enough BC, owned by Donna Sherry Huddleston. Jamaica Patton trains and will drive. 2 Dandy's Ladies Man, owned by Chase Porter of DeCoin. Darius Dortch is the trainer-driver. 3 Scrappy coming up, owned by Leroy Hunt and Milton Greer. Leroy Hunt's the trainer with Wyatt Avenatti. 4 April's Big Guy, owned by the Flacco Family Farms and Roshun Trigg. Roshun trains with Freddie Patton Jr. Number 5 is Jody's Big Boy, owned by Jody Bennett and Wayne Decker. Roshun Trigg trains with J.D. Lewis. And number 6 is Rockin' Big Star, owned by Jerry Blount. Jerry Blount trains, and Jordan Patton now will do the driving.
Also, I want to remind you, you can advertise with us on the screen. You can check out us on Facebook at HarnessTube or YouTube at HarnessTube IL, or email David Brink at harnesstube@gmail.com. Call 312-772-5122.
Midwest Harness Report has been a strong advocate and comprehensive source for harness racing in the Midwest and beyond for over 40 years. With owner-editor Tim Conkle leading the way, Midwest Harness Report brings you the latest news, information, schedules, and stats. Uncover remarkable stories about the people and horses at the core of harness racing. Midwest Harness Report reaches thousands of subscribers every month. For advertising and subscription inquiries, call 765-212-1320 or visit MidwestHarnessReport.com.
Back with you. Want to thank the following volunteers that have been streaming and promoting Illinois County Fair harness racing on social media since 2020. Tina Schrock, Emma Schrock, Troy Markert, Candy Herzog, Kurt Becker, Josie and Laney Tedrick, Michelle Monair Cyril, Scott Beal, Eric Ponders, Grace McNeil, Kurt Holman, and Lisa Meisenheimer. And want to thank those people. Races that we'll be covering by the Midwest Illinois Races Association. The schedule looks like we were in Carlinville. We're at Carrollton earlier. Carlinville tonight, Rushville on the 29th, July 19th, Petersburg, and the 2 days in Mount Sterling, the 5th and the 6th, as we get ready for race 2 coming up here. We'll go back to our announcer, Ed Teefee.
Horse people. Horses are out for this second race, but we've got a little
Six horses.
got a little
in
bit
this
of an
race.
issue here.
Having some sort of issue, but they will be racing here in a moment. Looking at something over in the far turn there. Don't know what they're doing over there. But we've got some dead space here as we get ready for race 2 here from Carlinville.
It looks like the track is clear. A little problem there with the drag they were working the track with, but looks like we're going to try to get this race off. Maybe. Maybe not. Mike Titus, they say it's safe to go, Mike Titus. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's safe to go, Mike Titus.
Trying to get them to the starting gate as they're trying to clean out the drag over there. Collected a lot of dirt. And so it looks like we're going to be starting here in just a moment. I'll let Ed Teefee take over.
Okay. Keep the gentleman pretty quiet over there in that first turn as you come out of that first turn, if you can hear me. Keep your activity down as these 2-year-olds are about to meet you there on the first turn. A couple of these have never raced. None of them have much experience, but they're in behind starter Mike Titus, and the gate's on the move. 5 on the gate, Rock and Big Star. The 6 will start in the back tier. We start 5 across here at the Macoupin County Fair. They're at the head of the stretch. Sixteenth out. Gates picking up speed, and here they come. Scrappy coming up, who's undefeated, 1 for 1 in his career. He drives out for the early lead here for Wyatt Avenatti. April's Big Guy on the outside second, and now Freddie Patton Jr. and April's Big Guy drop off a little bit, and they'll sit in the pocket. Up front, it's Scrappy coming up by a length and a quarter. April's Big Guy is racing second. Tough Enough BC is back there third. Rockin' Big Star is racing fourth. Dandy's Ladies Man is fifth, and the trailer, Jody's Big Boy, as the 2-year-old Pacers move past the quarter-mile marker. A big move now by Rockin' Big Star. First quarter was in 33-4. We got a race. Scrappy coming up on the inside. Rockin' Big Star on the outside. They're only a neck apart as they move over now to the 3/8 mile marker. After the head of the stretch, moving towards that half-mile marker. Scrappy coming up, the winner in 10-3 last week at Carrollton. Leads by a half a length on the inside. Trying hard on the outside, April's Big Guy. April's Big Guy now nose and nose with the leader as they move past the half into the lower turn. Rock on Big Stars getting a nice trip back there third. Moving up fourth on the outside now is the 5. They're off the half in 105-1. 105-1. They're off the half. Up the backstretch they go. Scrappy coming up. Rock on Big Star still up there on the outside going the big mile. Jody's Big Boy right there with the leaders third. Jody's Big Boy's getting a nice trip. They got a quarter of a mile to go. Back there fourth is Tough Enough BC. And they're in that final turn, 3/4 in 137. On the inside, Scrappy coming up. On the outside, right there second, is Rock on Big Star. Rock on Big Star on the outside coming on Jody's Big Boy. Jody's Big Boy. And rolling up on the outside is going to be Jody's Big Boy.
Well, the final for you here in a moment as, like I say, I'm not up in the booth and getting those like I did last night. But we'll have those for you in just a moment. As the people get ready, the winner of the race is Jody's Big Boy coming on at the finish, I think by about a head. David Brink's next to me. I think that was by about a head, wasn't it, David? Yeah, came. I was thinking it was not going to make it.
Jody's
and it made it there.
Big Boy, owned by Jody Bennett and Wayne Decker of Atwater and Carlinville. Popular
Hometown
winner
people.
here, bred by Marge Decker.
26.
William Sonny and
purse.
Mary Schaefer Memorial. That trophy's going to stay right here in Macoupin County. Jody's Big Boy was second last week at Carrollton in a fine effort, but a big effort here as J.D. Lewis set back there third and came wide in the stretch and went right on by to pick up the first career victory for this 2-year-old in a good 2:07 and 4/5 of a second. The last half is in 1:02 and 3. The last quarter in 30 and 4/5.
Jody's Big Boy, the winner. And we'll have the rest of the results for you here in a moment as Ed gives those.
Jody's Big Boy, a 2-year-old son of Duneside Perch from a peeling apple by Umbro McIntosh. Bred by Marge Decker.
Got one coming.
And Marge Decker, the proud breeder, is making her way up here to the winner's circle. Husband Bobby, who actually owned and trained this fine 2-year-old until recently. And Bobby turned over ownership to daughter Jody and son Wayne. He looked good last week at the Greene County Fair in Carrollton, even better today as he wins the Sonny and Mary Schaefer Memorial Pace, race number 2 in your program, in a lifetime best 2:07 and 4/5 of a second. Bob and Marge Decker, Jody and Wayne, congratulations. Big win there, right here at the Macoupin County Fair. Nice drive by J.D. Lewis for trainer Roshan Trigg. Interestingly enough, this is a Duneside Perch colt. Duneside Perch had a prolific career here in the Illinois program. Out of an Umbro McIntosh mare, the late Carl Becker, who we talked about earlier, stood both the sire Duneside Perch and the grandsire Umbro McIntosh of this nice colt, Jody's Big Boy. Results of the second race are official. Number 1, Tough Enough BC was 5th. Number 2, Dandy's Ladies Man was 4th. Number 3, Scrappy Coming Up finished 2nd. Number 4, April's Big Guy was 6th. Number 5, Jody's Big Boy, your winner. And number 6, Rock on Big Star finished 3rd. First quarter was in 33 and 4. The half in 105 and 1. 3/4 in 137. The mile 2:07 and 4/5. Race 2 checks down from the top, 5-4-2, 6-1-3 on the bottom. The Pick the Winner contest winner is Judy Harms, Judy Harms of Carlinville. You win $5. Courtesy of the Macoupin County Fair.
Going to show you here upcoming events. Upcoming events brought to you at Decatur, June 7th. That is tomorrow. We'll be in Macon County at 4 p.m. post time for the broadcast on Harness Tube. And then June 10th, we'll be back to Decatur to the Macon County Fair, 11 a.m. post time on Saturday. Then the 21st, we go up north next to the Quad Cities. I can't quote that town for you right off the top of my head, but we just actually got that one today. 29th, we'll be at Rushville at Schuyler.
Guthrie Memorial.
And then Knox County Fair on July 10th, and then go after that. You know, if you want to advertise with us, we got the information there on the screen for you to advertise with us here on Harness Tube. It's go to Facebook, the Harness Tube, send David a private message there on YouTube at Harness Tube IL. Harness Tube IL on YouTube. You can send a message there, and then go. If you want to just send him an email, send it to harnesstube@gmail.com or call 312-772-5122. That's 312-772-5122 as we try to get better at the broadcast here each and every time that we do it. But uniquely, we have different setups each and every place we go. Like today, we're not in the judges' arena like we were last week, so we had more accurate, quick information for you to type in. And then we're trying to reformat some things. So some things we're not able to do tonight that we did on last week, but we will try to get that changed around for you.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, Ongate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at Ongate.com. Ongate, we've changed the way the business works.
Don't forget to like or subscribe or to follow us on YouTube at HarnessTubeIL. HarnessTubeIL on YouTube or Facebook at HarnessTube. More subscribers we get, the more things we can have on YouTube and Facebook for you. With that, we want to thank our volunteers that have all videoed this before. We're trying to give you a more professional product rather than just a phone. We'll be back with Ed TV.
Trophy for this race, always presented by Nancy Jane and Pete McGuire.
Also want to tell you from the
other fine
backstretch.
Sponsors of our harness races here at the Macoupin County Fair. A lot of great sponsors make the fair possible. Area Diesel Service, Carnival Area, Carlinville Area Hospital, Donaldwall Distributing, the Inquirer Democrat, Lazy Boy Furniture, Macoupin County Farm Bureau, Morrow Brothers Ford, Rose Drainage, Royale Internet, Smokey Jennings Chevrolet, Springfield Plastics, Star Electric, some of the fine sponsors, as is CHS, Heinz Furniture, Joey Bonte Country
Sorry about that. I
Financial,
forgot to cut my
Lotus
mic, folks.
Wind, Prairie Farms, Republic Sanitation Services, Rural King, Seavers Equipment Company, Sloan Implement.
Going to let you know that, let us know that you're watching. Want a shout out on the air? Got a comment about the race of the broadcast? Want to make a prediction on an upcoming race? Go to harnesstube@gmail.com. Send David Brink an email. harnesstube@gmail.com. Live while we're at the races. He'll forward those on to me, and we'll try to get you on the air as far as acknowledging. We want to know, who's watching, where you're watching from, and maybe what your favorite horse is. That'd be a good thing to say. What horses or trainers or drivers are you watching out there? Send that information to us, and we'd like to know where it's going from. Want to also let you know that the May 31, we were in Carrollton, June 6th, we're here, but coming up, Rushville, Petersburg, 2 in Mount Sterling. We know that there's others that we put on the schedule just today. So race 3 coming up, and I'll turn you back over to Ed Teefee.
Chris Brown driving. Number 4 is Kat Dimmick under the Flacco Family Farms, and Jill Brown. Jill trains and will drive. Jill Brown driving the 4.
Indigo Bingo Bango, driven by Brendan Potts, trainer Michael Rogers, Los Lexi Lou.
Well, 3-year-olds here, so we got
J.D.
horses
Lewis
with a little bit more experience. Ingo Bingo Bango, the 1, made only 1 start this year, was 5th last week at Carrollton. Lou's Lexi Lou, 21 lifetime starts, 16 starts last year with a nice 2-year-old win down at Charleston in 203-2. The 3 Lou's Arona, a winner of over 18,000, almost 19,000 last year, at a 2-year-old record at Springfield over the mile track there of 206-1. And the 4, Kat Dimmick, the DeJambro filly, looking for her first lifetime win, but was a good second last week at Carrollton. $2,275 at stake here, and this race sponsored by the Illinois Department of Agriculture. To be eligible to these races in the stake program with the bigger purses, the stallions have to stand here in the state of Illinois, then the mare has to foal in the state of Illinois. The Illinois Department of Agriculture's interest in the program, of course, stimulates Illinois agriculture and the hay and straw and oats and corn, and all the trades that go to raise these harness horses and then train them, get them ready to participate here at the Illinois County Fair level and at the 2 state fairs in Springfield and Du Quoin. Later this fall, they go to Hawthorne Park in Chicago. Ingo Bingo Bango acting up a little bit. That's him way back off the gate at the head of the stretch. Other 4 filly trotters are right on the gate. Ingo Bingo Bango is now back trotting and trotting very fast for Brendan Potts, but he's going to spot the field a dozen lengths, and here they come, and there they go. Luz Rona, Chris Brown. They trot out for the lead. Now, Chris Brown's wife has Kat Dimmick on the outside. So husband and wife are 1-2, and now it's wife and husband as Jill Brown takes over the lead. Chris Brown, her husband, is now back to second as they trot around the first turn. Lou's Lexi Lou is there third, and Ingo Bingo Bango. Now remember, Brendan made a break. Horse didn't go to the gate. He was 12-15 lengths off the gate, and he's about to collar the leader. That's the 1, Ingo Bingo Bango, who started a dozen lengths back. He's made the front on the outside past the quarter in 35-4. 35-4, and Ingo Bingo Bango has trotted that first quarter much, much faster than 35-4 because he gave the rest of the field a big start And Brendan's going right on with this son of Yankee Valor. Ingo Bingo Bango leads by a widening 5 lengths as they trot towards a half-mile marker. The other 3 are 3 wide, 3 across the racetrack in the battle for second here. Lou's Lexi Lou on the outside. Cat Dimmick on the inside. And Luz Rona is at the back now. Half and 107 and 3/5 of a second. Now, Ingo Bingo Bango might be getting a little leg weary here. Driving up on the outside, Luz Lexi Lou, who was last. A lot of movement in this race. Luz Lexi Lou trots up and takes over now for J.D. Lewis. The 2, Luz Lexi Lou, leads by a length and a half. Ingo Bingo Bango is back there second. Luz Rona is racing third, and Kat Dimmick is back there fourth. 3/4 and 141 off the 3/4. 140 and 1. 3/4 and 140 and 1. They trot over to the 7/8 mile marker. Luz Lexi Lou, the Luz Legacy filly, a winner of almost 15,000 last year, is going to put them away here in race number 3. It's all J.D. Lewis, Luz Lexi Lou. Luz Rona was there second, very tight for third between Ingo Bingo Bango and Kat Dimmick. 2:11 flat, 2:11. Pick the winner contest. Queen's getting very good at this pick the winner contest, so we got the coupon already. Shauna Poe, I think it is. Shauna Poe wins $5, courtesy of the Macoupin County Fair.
Unofficial final on this race. The number 1
2:11
horse,
flat for that trotty mile. 2:11 flat.
Ingo Bingo Bango. The number 1 horse finishes third.
Roy and Eunice
Los
Guthrie
Lexi Lou
Memorial.
Finishes first. Los Rona finishes second. And Kat Dimmick is fourth by mine. That is an unofficial. Ed Tifi will give you the official score here in just a moment as they get ready at the winner's circle for that.
Luz Lexi Lou, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, Illinois. One of the most successful breeding programs we have in the state of Illinois. They stand the sire Luz Legacy, who's been the Illinois Trotting Sire of the Year, year in, year out for the last half a dozen years. Dr. Flacco and his wife Arlene, son Rick and the grandson are all here at the Macoupin County Fair tonight, and they're going to join your speed superintendent Jim Kaburk and J.D. Lewis with Luz Lexi Lou. Be careful here, folks. Roshan Trigg, the trainer, also here at the head of this filly, along with Rick Flacco. Nancy Jane McGuire is down there. Don't get too close, Nancy Jane. Nancy's been here for many, many, many years, making that Guthrie Memorial presentation in honor of the late Roy and Eunice Guthrie. And Nancy Jane is down there again in 2023 to make the Guthrie Memorial presentation to the connections of Luz Lexi Lou. Some of the most successful connections we have in Illinois harness racing here in the winner's circle with Luz Lexi Lou, Roshan Trigg. Clearly one of the top trainers in the state of Illinois at every level. And Dr. and Arlene Flacco and their family, one of our leading breeders, have been for many, many years as they stand our top trotting stallion, Lou's Legacy. And they win this one with Lou's Legacy Lou. Results official. Number 1, Ingo Bingo Bango was third. Number 2, Lou's Legacy Lou, the winner. 3, Luz Rona was second. Number 4, Cademic was fourth. First quarter was in 35-4. The half in 107-3. 3 quarters in 140 and a fifth. The mile in 2:11 flat. Race 3 checks from the top. The the Guthrie Memorial, 3-1-2-4 on the bottom, 2:11 flat.
Back with you on the broadcast. From the backstretch, let us know you're watching either from the backstretch or, hey, we call the backstretch right there at home, watching it on your TV or computer. Want a shout out on air? Send David Brink an email, harnesstube@gmail.com, harnesstube@gmail.com. We know we got a group out of Mississippi that is following us and watching us. And got a comment on the race or the broadcast? I know that we've got some glitches tonight, a different setup for us here than we had in Carrollton. In Carrollton, we were in the judges' booth, so we had the times right then. We had the finishes, and then we made a change on our sheet. We'll be back.
The John and Lois Kaburk Memorial. Correct owner of the 3, Luz Diablo, is Harold Finn Jr. Harold Finn Jr. now owns the 3. Number 4, Lois Trotton Bro, will be driven by Richard Finn. One of the premier race programs in the Illinois County Fair season is tomorrow at the Macon County Fair at Decatur. Excellent card tomorrow at Decatur. I think the post time is 4 o'clock. Might want to check that. But the Downstate Classic for 3-year-olds returns to its old home at Decatur with a 4 o'clock post time tomorrow. And the Hornet Tube, if you can't be at the Macon County Fair tomorrow, Hornet Tube, Steve and Lisa Surratt will be covering those races. The Downstate Classic for 3-year-olds. Twilight program tomorrow in Decatur. Trotters are out. Trotters are out now for race number 4. First division of the John and Lois Kubrick Memorial. Here's the field now for the 4th race. Number 1, Party of 2, owned by Don and Sherry Huddleston. Jamaica Patton, the trainer driver. 2, Smokin' on Pizzazz, owned by Jerome Daniels. Cornelius Cavett trains and will drive. Number 3, Luz Diablo, owned by Harold Finn Jr. Harold is the trainer driver. And number 4, Lois Trotton Bro, owned by Jackson Alloy. Mike Rogers trains. Richard Finn will drive.
got a shout out to you.
Well,
From,
3-year-old trotting colts here in
Great
the
state of
fourth
Montana,
race, the
niece of
Kaburk
Bobby
Memorial.
Decker, Sharon Westfall, out in Montana watching
Richest
this on
of the
Harness
four
Tube.
is
Thanks
the
for
one
watching,
party
Sharon. We're
of
glad
two,
that
a
you
winner of over
are able to do that.
$13,000.
And I apologize
his
for the
career.
race listing. I've got, I think, the right horses. Nope. Nope, I got the wrong slide in on this, so we're sorry about that. We'll, again, we're going to have glitches until we get, as David says, maybe about race 5. We'll stop having some glitches out there and that we can just focus on racing. But we hope you're enjoying it. Lisa's doing a good job with the camera work for it. Ed Tiefy's doing a good job on the track announcing, and that's the most important parts of this. We'll get the other parts working as we go here. If people have followed me on Brown County BC Hornet Sports, you will know that it's taken us 5 years to get where we are with that, and we're still learning every single day as we get our umbrella down
Party
here
of two.
for this
Jamaica
next race.
Patton.
As
Smoking
we don't need it
on
anymore.
Pizzazz.
That was the other
Cornelius
thing we were
Cabot.
fighting
Luz
with the sun.
Diablo.
Tomorrow, I know
Harold Finn
Lisa's
Jr.,
probably going
Lois
to be up in
Trottenborough
the
on the outside
grandstands. I'm going to
with
be across
Richard
the way.
Finn. They're
I'm
behind
hoping
the
in the
starter,
judges' booth
Mike
so that I can
Titus.
hear things tomorrow. But
And
Ed's
the
got
gates
the
on
race
the
for
way
you.
here in the Kaburk Memorial. Head of the stretch. Gates picking up speed. And here they come. They're off and trotting, Smoking on Pizzazz first out. Party of two makes a break on the inside. Rolling up on the outside, Luz Diablo now takes over the pocket there second. Smoking on Pizzazz has one win in 15 starts. Was a winner last year in Altamont in 2:11-3. He leads by 5 down the backstretch here for Cornelius Cabot. Trotting a second here in the early going is Luz Diablo. Then we got Party of Two and Lois Trottenborough. Strung out pretty good here, 33-1 off the quarter, 33 1/5. All by himself. It's Smoking on Pizzazz. First start of the year. Going to try to make it a winning effort here for Cornelius Cabot. Leads by about 8 here in the stretch. Still back there second, Luz Diablo. Followed third by Lois Trot and Bro. And a Party of Two. Half and 105 3/5 of a second. 105 3/5. Off the half and 5 and 3. They're over to the 5/8, and the lead now is about 8. It's still Smoking on a Pizzazz. Luz Diablo under the direction of Harold Finn. Has the leader in sight with just over a quarter of a mile to go. Then we got Lois Trottenborough and Party of Two. They move towards that final turn. 3/4 we're in 138-2. Smoking on Pizzazz. Looks pretty strong here. Got 1/8 of a mile to go. Smoking on Pizzazz is going to be tough to catch. Even though Luz Diablo looks good back there second. He's just going to run out of racetrack. It's Smoking on Pizzazz with a very easy victory here in the Kaburk Memorial by about 10. Luz Diablo in a nice effort was second, followed by Lois Trottenborough and Party of Two. 2:10, 1/5 of a second. 2:10, 1/5.
Final
So your
there.
fair queen, Mackenzie Moyer, is getting very good at this pick the winner contest. He wants to get you paid off real quick like a good queen should. The pick the winner contest winner for this last race, picking the 2-horse, Smoking on Pizzazz. It looks like it's Aaron Sanson. Aaron Sanson. That must be right. Congratulations, Aaron. You win $5. courtesy of the Macoupin County Fair.
Results there. The number 2 horse, Smoking on Pizzazz, wins that. The number 3 horse, it comes in second, Los Diablo. The number 4 horse, Los Trottin' Bro, is third, and Party of 2 finishes fourth. They've got the winner's circle going on. It'll have the official results for you here in a moment. Want to let you know that we will be up in Decatur tomorrow for the big races there tomorrow. 10 races in store for you tomorrow. And we'll be
Smoking
in
on Pizzazz.
a
A
couple of
3-year-old
other
son
places
of totally pizzazz. There's
that we have just nailed down in the last couple of days. We'll get that
Sherman,
to you.
Illinois, from a Guccio mare and Red Hot Italian, bred by Jerome Daniels. Springfield's Jerome Daniels, the owner, Cornelius Cavett, the driver trainer. Smoking on Pizzazz gets a new lifetime record here in 2:10 and 1/5 of a second, and wins the John and Lois Kaburk Memorial. Jim Kaburk, superintendent of speed here at the Macoupin County Fair, and Mrs. Kaburk and family out there to present the Kaburk Memorial to Smoking on Pizzazz and Cornelius Cavett.
Shout outs for you here in a moment. Great job, Scott and Nance, watching from Hoosier.
Jim Kaburk has been superintendent of speed here at the Macoupin County Fair for many, many years. Does a great job. Also serves on the board of directors of the Midwestern Illinois Racing Association, along with Jim Ballinger, who's the first vice president.
Okay, back with you again on our shout-outs. Great
Results
job.
of the fourth race now official. Number 1, Party of 2, finished fourth. Number 2, Smoking on Pizzazz, the winner. Number 3, Luz Diablo was second. Number 3, Lois Trottin' Bro finished third. First quarter was in 33 and 1, the half in 105 and 3. 3 quarters in 138 and 2, the mile 210, 1/5 of a second. Race checks down from the top, 4, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom.
All right, great job, Scott
1/5.
Nance, watching from Hoosier, and would like to say a big thank you for
Race number
showing
5.
these races. You're doing a good job. Thank you. Another one, Rick and I are enjoying the races from easy chairs. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to watch. Hope you're watching that on a big screen over there. Sandy Prather and Rick over at Rushville. We'll be there in a few weeks, June 29th for the race over there. We hope you all come out for that. Hope you got nothing to do tomorrow. Come out to Decatur, 4 o'clock post time tomorrow. 10 races, big purses for you for the Downstate Classic going on tomorrow. Then we'll be back there on Saturday for horse racing. But let's see. We'll get you back to Ed Teefee.
Thanks to the innovation of Mount Sterling's David Brink and Steve and Lisa Surratt.
If you'd like to advertise with us, you can find us on Facebook under Harness Tube, or send us a message on YouTube at HarnessTubeIL, and then or email David Brink at harnesstube@gmail.com. The number, you can give him a call if you want to talk to him in person and talk about that advertising, 312-772-5122. This is free to our listeners, and we want to keep it that way. So if you would like to donate, you can donate also with that.
Looking
The
ahead in
Venmo
Pick the Winner
account is.
contest
Hang
for
on, I'll
this
go back to
fifth
Ed.
race. The 3 Zion's Really Chilly was very good at Carrollton last week, winning in 2:08 and 2 in a wire-to-wire effort there. He's the only horse, the 3-horse Zion's Really Chilly, the only horse in this upcoming fifth race that has picked up a victory in their careers.
You can advertise with us. Call 312-772-5122, or if you'd like to donate, you can do the same things, or go to a Venmo account.
Midwest Harness Report is a strong advocate and comprehensive source for harness racing in the Midwest Harness Report has been a strong advocate and comprehensive source for harness racing in the Midwest and beyond for over 40 years. With owner-editor Tim Conkle leading the way, Midwest Harness Report brings you the latest news, information, schedules, and stats. Uncover remarkable stories about the people and horses at the core of harness racing. Midwest Harness Report reaches thousands of subscribers every month. For advertising and subscription inquiries, call 765-212-1320 or visit MidwestHarnessReport.com.
Sorry, folks, we had some technical difficulties there with the camera. Should have everything.
Here they come. And they're off and trotting. Lose interceptor, trots out on the inside. Zion's really chilly. 78-year-old Vince Espinoza trying to make it 2 in a row. Vince won last week at Carrollton with this horse. Now he's going to back off and set second there as Lose Interceptor and Chris Brown lead him by 1.5 lengths. Zion's really chilly, racing as second. YF Peanut is back there third. And RNK's Golden Boy is the trailer as they move past the quarter-mile marker into the upper turn the first time. First quarter was in 33-3. Lose Interceptor by 2 lengths. Zion's a really chilly, little different tactics this week. He led wire to wire last week at Carrollton. Set second here, but a tight second to the leader as they move past the 3/8. They're in the stretch the first time. Lose Interceptor by 1.25 lengths. Zion's really chilly is right there second. YF Peanut with the leaders third. Half at 105 and 1/5 of a second. 105 and 1. Move past the draw gate over to the 5/8. It's Lose Interceptor. Looks pretty strong there by 3. Vince pulled, but didn't go anywhere. Actually, YF Peanut moved up the inside to take over second. Now we're 3 across the racetrack. Lose Interceptor on the inside. YF Peanut between them. And now Zion's really chilly is finally on the move on the outside. Zion's really chilly on the outside by a nose. 3/4 and 137 2. YF Peanut making his first start of the year is on the inside. This is his first start of his lifetime. YF Peanut, first career start on the inside. Zion's really chilly on the outside. YF Peanut, Zion's really chilly. Vince Espinoza. YF Peanut was second in a nice effort, followed by Lose Interceptor and RNK's Golden Boy. Okay, McKenzie's got to pick the winner contest winner. Correctly picking the 3 Zion's really chilly is Bob Smith. Bob Smith wins $5.
Any more shout outs? We'll give you the unofficial finals here. The number 3 horse was first. The number 2 horse was second. The number 1
At
horse
mile
was
207
third.
and 3/5 of a second. 207, 3/5. Zion's really chilly.
Again, the winner is Zion's Really Chilly. YF Peanut second. Los Interceptor third. And RNKS Golden Boy number 4. Winner was Zion's Really Chilly, driven by Vince Espinoza, trainer.
Well, the Kaburk's
Alan
trackside again for the second division of the Kaburk Memorial. And Jim and Carol Kaburk and family there. And they're going to greet the winner of race number 5, the 3, Zion's Really Chilly. Won by Alan Petrie of Carrollton. Alan Petrie's the trainer. Vince Espinoza doing the driving. This colt is 2 for 2 now in 2023. He's a 3-year-old gelded son of Don't Cheat on Me Now from Mile Hill Bunny by Neil. Bred by Sam Yoder. Vince Espinoza, a young 78 years old, been racing around these Illinois county fairs for a half a century, more than a half a century.
Horse is
Zion's
not
really
cooperating.
chilly. Back-to-back wins, 2 for 2 as a 3-year-old. This mile, 2:07 3/5 of a second. He was a winner last year at DeCoin in a very quick 2 minutes and a fifth over the mile track there. Now our presiding judge, Jimmy Austin, at the head of this one. Vince Espinoza, Alan Petrie's Zion's Really Chilly wins the Caburk Memorial.
One of the big things you can do for us that doesn't cost anything at all, but if you would like to donate, you can do that. But you can advertise both of those things. But one of the other big things you could do for us is like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and Facebook. On YouTube, it's at HarnessTube IL, at HarnessTube IL. Just simply go up there and tell you what, do the subscribe button. If you hit that subscribe button, folks, people will, you will
Results
get
of race number 5
notification. If you have
official.
an account with
Number
them,
1, Lose
you'll get a
Interceptor, was
notification when we
3rd.
go on the
Number
air.
2,
And
YF
so that
Peanut,
can
in
be
a nice
fed out
effort,
to
was
you.
2nd.
And, if
Number
you wanna
3,
keep up
Zion's
when we're
Really
gonna
Chilly,
race
the
and
winner.
so
And
forth,
number
we
4,
usually make a
RNK's
posting on
Golden
Facebook
Boy, was
on
4th.
those.
First quarter was in 33 3/5, the half in 105 1. 3 quarters in 137 2, the mile 2:07 3/5. Race 5 from the top, 3-2, 1-4 on the bottom.
On Facebook, you can like or follow us on Facebook. But we've got messages out there, what's coming up next, what we're needing as far as that's concerned. Do all those things for us because doors open, particularly on YouTube. We need about 1,000 subscribers and things really start opening up. And we know we've had over 1,000 views on the first race alone, like 1.3.
Race 6,
so
the 2-year-old
we're
filly trotters.
really happy about that. What we
Big
would like
field
for
of
you
7.
to do
That's
is
a lot
follow
of
and
2-year-old filly
subscribe.
trotters in one field at this time of year.
Indispensable.
Several
Maximum
first-time
exposure.
starters, none of them with much experience. They'll go postward shortly here in race number 6, the PM Machine and Fabrication sponsored race.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, Ongate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at Ongate.com. Ongate, we've changed the way the business works.
Forgot to have my mic up. Los Esmeralda, driven by Chris Brown, trained by Jill Brown. True Fortune, Wyatt Avenetti will be the driver. The trainer, Leroy Hunt. Jamaica Patton will be driving Hocus Pocus Focus, and he's also the trainer. Los Ariel, driven by J.D. Lewis, trainer, Rashan Trigg. RK My Little Pearl will be driven by Jacob Riddell, and he also trains that horse. Danish Lullaby.
Here's your field now for
Stephen
the
Renard,
sixth race, sponsored by
the
PM
trainer.
Machine
Gabby's
and
lady,
Fabrication.
Jerome Daniels.
One
and
is
he trains
Luz
it.
Esmeralda on the Flacco Family Farms. Jill Brown trains with Chris Brown driving. True Fortune on by Milton Greer. Leroy Hunt trains with Wyatt Avenetti. Number 3, Hocus Pocus and Focus on by Ron Phillips and Jamaica Patton. Jamaica trains and will drive. 4 is Luz Ariel on by the Flacco Family Farms. Roshan Trigg, the trainer, with J.D. Lewis. 5, RK My Little Pearl on by Jacob Radel of Edgewood. Jacob Radel, the trainer driver. Number 6, Danish Lullaby on by Steve Renard of Hamilton. Dr. Renard trains and drives. And number 7, Gabby's Lady owned by Jerome Daniels, trained and driven by Jerome Daniels. These are just 2-year-olds, just starting their careers. 4 and 5 and 7 have never raced. The one, Luz Esmeralda, was a good third at DeCoin this past weekend, 2:10 and 2/5. Hocus Pocus and Focus was a winner last week at the Greene County Fair in Carrollton in 2:12. The daughter of DeJambro was very sharp in that effort, so she'll try to stay undefeated today. Danish Lullaby from 6, which will be the inside of the back tier, has made 2 starts, both in Iowa at What Cheer and West Liberty. Finished 3rd in both of those efforts. We'll have 5 on the gate. 6 and 7 will start in the second tier.
We're getting ready for race number 6. We're almost halfway through. 13 races on board for you tonight here in Carlinville. Again, we'll be at Decatur tomorrow. Also, hey, go to Harness 2.
Luz Esmeralda, True Fortune. Hocus Pocus and Focus. Luz Ariel, RK My Little Pearl. Those 5 on the gate, Danish Lullaby and Gabby's Lady in the back tier. They're at the gate, and the gate's on the move. Two-year-old trotters, 2-year-old filly trotters. In behind the gate here, 5 on the gate, 2 trailers. That's the 5 way back off the gate. The rest of the field is up there, and it's a pretty good start for the 2-year-old fillies. True Fortune trots out for the lead. Hocus Pocus and Focus is away second. And now off stride, True Fortune has made a break. Hocus Pocus and Focus now with the big lead here. Gabby's Lady, who started on the outside of the back tier, has moved up to be second. That's Gabby's Lady second. Racing third now as we head up the back stretch. That's the 4, Loose Aerial, but it's Hocus Pocus in focus by about 2.5. 35 and 4/5. 35 and 4/5 as the 2-year-old filly trotters are pretty well scattered out here. Gabby's Lady is still there second. Lose Aerial was third, but now goes off stride. Lose Aerial has made a break. True Fortune was fourth, now comes on to be third. Danish Lullaby is back there fifth. Luz Elsmerado is sixth, not cooperating at all. But it's Hocus Pocus in focus on top past the half. 109 and 3. 109 and 3. Hocus Pocus in focus. Leads by a length and a half. Gabby's Lady is still right there second. True Fortunes with the leaders third. Danish Lullaby is back there fourth. Luz Aerial after the break is a fifth. Luz Esmeralda is sixth. RK My Little Pearl is seventh. They got a quarter of a mile to go here. And Jamaica Patton's going to try to keep Hocus Pocus in focus undefeated. She leads by 3. Gabby's Lady's going a nice effort back there. They're at the head of the stretch. Hocus Pocus in focus by a length and a half, but Gabby's Lady's coming at her. Hocus Pocus in focus. Trots right on though. Hocus Pocus in focus by 5. Gabby's Lady is second. True Fortune will be home third. And then the others are way back there, 13 and 4. 213, 4/5. Pick the winner contest winner, Larry Kaburk. Larry Kaburk picks the 3. Hocus Pocus in focus and wins $5. Well, Nancy Jane McGuire is back over here with Jim Kaburk in front of the backdrop of the winner's circle. As Hocus Pocus in focus remains undefeated. 2 starts, 2 wins. This mile, 213 and 4/5. And Nancy Jane making the PM Machine and Fabrication Shop trophy presentation here. To the Connections, owned by Ron Phillips of Athens. Trainer driver Jamaica Patton. Nancy McGuire with that trophy presentation. to this two-year-old daughter of DeJambro. Everybody heads up here. 2-year-old daughter of DeJambro from Refocus by Valley Victor, bred by Rock Islands, John Carver. Jamaica Patton, Hocus Pocus and Focus, wins race 6. Results of race number 6 official. Number 1, Luz Esmeraldo, finished 6th. Number 2, True Fortune, was 3rd. The 3, Hocus Pocus and Focus, your winner. Number 4, Luz Ariel, finished 5th. The 5, Arcade My Little Pearl, did not finish. Number 6, Danish Lullaby, was 4th. Number 7, Gabby's Lady, was 2nd. 35 and 4 to the quarter. 109 and 3 to the half. 3/4 and 143 and 3. The mile 2:13, 4/5 of a second. Race 6 checks down 6:31, 5 DNF, 4-2 on the bottom. 2:13.4 for the trotting mile. .30 and a fifth, looking at those times, 30 and 1/5 of a second for the last quarter for those 2-year-old filly trotters. That's some big trotting there at the end for Hocus Pocus and Focus and Gabby's Lady. They were there together last quarter in 30 and a fifth.
Got to put up the volume from the backstretch. That can be from your backstretch here at the racetrack. Hey, the backstretch wherever you are, it may be you stretching your back in your easy chair. And so let us know that you're watching, where you're watching from. We'll give you a shout out on the air. David will send those to me. harnesstube@gmail.com. Give a comment about how you're liking the broadcast, and maybe who your favorite driver, favorite trainer, or favorite horse is. That's harnesstube@gmail.com. We'd like to keep this going for free. You can donate to this. You can go to Venmo and go @harnesstube. That's at Venmo on @harnesstube. Make a donation if you're not familiar with that. If you're old like me and use PayPal, you can use that out there @harnesstube also. Or guess what? If you like writing the old-fashioned checks, you can do that. Go to P.O. Box 63 in Mount Sterling, Illinois 62353. That's the David Brink at P.O. Box 63 at Mount Sterling, Illinois 62353. We know you're sitting at home watching, and we'd love to have your support as a donor or a sponsor or whatever it might like to be. So we'll have some other slides on that. Coming up, you've got race number 7 as we get right at the halfway mark for the night. It'll be Los Mandalorian, PJ's Hash Brown, Devant Durango, Dashing Durango, Tropical Durango. We're going Durango crazy in this race. TV's Cosmac is your sixth position horse. 6 horses in this, a purse of 2,600, not 26,000. Some people just came right out of their chairs right there. $2,689. This is a one-man colt trot for 2-year-olds, sponsored by Bates Motor Company, and we're in Carlinville with that. And so the horses are out watching. Lisa's got it focused so you can see the horses as they go. We'll put that up on the screen in a split view so you can see the horses and see as they go. We'll move it to the next slide, give you a little better view of the horses and the jockeys and drivers. Driving Los Mandalorian is J.D. Lewis, trained by Rushan Trigg. PJ's Hash Brown, love that name, love Hash Browns. Driver is Harold Finn Jr. Trainer is Jerry Blount. Devant Durango.
2-year-old trotting fillies trotting their last quarter in 30
about
and a fifth. Some other nice fractions tonight. Randy Brown and his track crew here at the Macoupin County Fair have done a great job on this racetrack. Sounds good. Some of these fractions are indicative that the track is very good here tonight. Pacers coming up. We'll get a better taste for that a little later. But now we've got the 2-year-old trotting colts in the Bates Motor Company sponsored race. They're up next, and those trotters are out. Number 1 is Lou's Mandalorian on the Flacco Family Farms. Roshan Trigg trains with J.D. Lewis. 2, PG's Hash Brown owned by Derry Birch. Derry Birch, the trainer, with Harold Finn. Number 3 is Devant Durango with the Flacco Family Farms and Jill Brown. Jill trains and will drive. 4 is Dashing Durango owned by Dr. Steve Renard. Dr. Renard, the trainer-driver. Number 5, Tropical Durango owned by the Flacco Family Farms. Jill Brown trains. Her husband, Chris Brown, will drive. And number 6, TV's Cosmac owned by Jerome Daniels and David Williams. Jerome Daniels trains and will drive. 3 horses from the first crop of the Andover Hall son Danish Durango in this field. The 3 Devant Durango, the 4 Dashing Durango, and the 5 Tropic Durango, all by the same sire, the same father, Danish Durango, who stands alongside the top Illinois trotting sire Lou's Legacy at the Flacco Family Farms. The oldest Danish Durangos, just 2-year-olds, so it's pretty impressive to see 3 of them here in early June in the same race. Looks like he's off to a good start. No winners previously coming into this race. Lou's Mandalorian was second in a nice effort, beat only 3 parts of a length at Carrollton last week. The 2 makes a first career start, as does the 6. The 4 Dashing Durango was a second at West Liberty, Iowa, just a couple of days ago. Five on the gate. The 6 TV's Cosmac will start in the back tier for Jerome Daniels. Should be a wide open affair, and one of these 6 2-year-olds will pick up their first career victory here tonight. Turned out to be a beautiful evening here at the Macoupin County Fair. Queen Pageant, Little Miss and Mr. and Junior Miss all tomorrow night. Two-year-old trotters in the Bates Motor Company sponsored race are at the head of the stretch. Tropical Durango momentarily off stride, back trotting, now back running again. They're off and trotting on the inside. It's Luz Mandalorian. On the outside is Dashing Durango. Dr. Steve Renard, retired veterinarian up in Hancock County in Hamilton, Illinois. Quite a ways north of here. On top now with Dashing Durango, leads by a length. Luz Mandalorian was second. But J.D. Lewis is out and driving with that Luz legacy. Luz Mandalorian takes over by a neck, half, 3 parts of a length now. All business. Luz Mandalorian looks real strong there with a nice move. Leads by 2. Dashing Durango is back there second. First quarter's in 35 seconds. TV's Cosmac is trotting third. Racing fourth is Devont Durango. And here comes Dr. Renard. He's back out and driving here with Dashing Durango. No waiting for Dr. Renard. He's back on top on the outside with Dashing Durango. On the inside, Luz Mandalorian looks awful comfortable there. My observation is that Dashing Durango's working a lot harder here than Luz Mandalorian. But we're going to know in a little over a minute. Half and 108. Half and 108. Dashing Durango. But here comes Luz Mandalorian. This colt has a really nice way of going. But Steve Renard finds a little more with Dashing Durango. Dashing Durango on the inside. Here comes Luz Mandalorian. Luz Mandalorian now clears over, opens up 3, now 5. Dashing Durango's back there second. TV's Cosmac is racing third. Racing a fourth on the inside, Devont Durango. Rest of the field is way back there. That includes PG's Hash Brown. In the stretch now, Luz Mandalorian is on cruise control for J.D. Lewis. Luz Mandalorian, remember this colt, folks. That was a good effort for J.D. Lewis. Luz Mandalorian wins it. Dashing Durango was second. 2:14 and 3/5 of a second. TV's Cosmac was home third. Pick the winner contest. Looks like it's Zach Lovelace. Zach Lovelace, I believe. Zach wins $5, courtesy of the Macoupin County Fair.
Okay, if you look at your horses now, is Los Mandalorian coming in first. Driver J.D. Lewis, trainer Roshan Trig, second. Dashing Durango, Stephen Renard, the trainer and driver on that horse. The third place horse, TV's Cosmac, and that's
There's the winner
Jerome
of the
Daniels.
7th race. Race sponsored by Bates Motor Company. This is the one, Luz Mandalorian. The Flacco's back here in Victory Lane. Dr. Richard and Arlene, Rick Flacco, their grandson all there. The Luz Legacy colt from Snarky Lane by Uncle Peter. Bred by the Flaccos of Alexis. Trained by Roshan Trig over at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Well handled here by J.D. Lewis. Impressive colt. He's got a lot of white on him, like a lot of the Luz Legacies. Picks up this win in 2:14 and 3 very easily for J.D. Lewis. Let's give him a hand, folks. J.D. Lewis with the Roshan Trig trained Flacco family farm owned and bred Luz Mandalorian.
Shout out there to Bob Love Stables. They're watching from Jackson, Mississippi. Was through there actually last year and a few years ago through Jackson. My wife would tell you folks you've got a nice quilt store down there as we stopped in there. But from Jackson, Mississippi, the Stables watching there. I'm sure they've got a big screen up watching it down there.
Results of race number 7. This race sponsored by Bates
races.
Motor Company is now official. Number 1, Luz Mandalorian, the winner. Number 2, PG's Hash Brown was 5th. Number 3, Devant Durango finished 4th. Number 4, Dashing Durango was 2nd. Number 5, Tropical Durango was 6th. And number 6, TV's Cosmac finished 3rd. First quarter was in 35 seconds. The half in 1:08. 3 quarters in 1:42 and 2. The mile 2:14 and 3/5. Race 7 from the top. Checks 154, 26. 3 on the bottom.
Back within the broadcast today. Again, we've got our racing schedule. We'll throw that up on the screen for you. But David Brink sitting beside of me here. And David, you've been talking to a few people. I'm going to hand the headset over to you. I'm going to make you talk on air and talk about some of the new races we've got coming up.
3-year-old filly Pacers First Division, State Farm sponsored race. Oswald Insurance and Financial Services Incorporated. Race will go 2 divisions, each division for $1,361. In the 8th race, the 3, Bob Pa's Last Call is owned now by Kevin Miller and Lester Detweiler. The 3 is now owned by Kevin Miller and Lester Detweiler. Pick up a driver here
This is
momentarily.
David Brink with Harness Tube, and we have a couple exciting announcements coming up. We are adding some dates. We've talked about it, and we've teased it, and we've got a couple dates to add coming up here. The first one will be at Martinsville, and the second one's coming up will be Cambridge. Those will come up before Rushville here pretty soon, at the end of this month. I think they're the 21st and 26th, if I don't have my notes in front of me. But welcome to Harness Tube. This is a little project we have going on. Steve and I have been working on, and it's something just to give back to the horsemen. The whole idea of this is just to give the horsemen the races that they can't make it out to see anymore, maybe, or just don't have the time to travel, or maybe just want to get some new interest in the sport. We have to bring it to the public, so we're out here on YouTube bringing it live to you. We want to thank all of our sponsors, all of our advertisers, everyone who's helped bring this together. It's been a huge success. All the fans, all the horsemen have been super helpful, and I want to thank them all so much. But that's about it from me. I think I'll go back to Steve.
Well, hang on. I'll ask a question that'll probably be picked up in the microphone.
Okay.
David, this has been videoed before, but this is a new experience here. What's your goal here in bringing this up to people on YouTube?
Well, the whole thing is just the idea was born from, of course, COVID happened, and horsemen couldn't make it to the fairs anymore, and we got a a Facebook group together. Tina Schrock and Emma Schrock did a great job putting that together, and got some volunteers, and they were Facebook living these races for everybody, and that was super helpful for years, and everyone was so helpful. And we had a handful of volunteers come together and volunteer to do those races, and it got to be a lot for everyone to juggle and to get the volunteers to drive across the state, and things come up. So this was a service we thought was needed, and we thought we could polish it up, really do a nice job. I've always been a fan of watching Jug Week broadcasts or the Red Mile or Meadowlands, some of those big ones, and thought, you know what, I think I can do that. And so here we are starting it out. We're going to add some things, some bells and whistles, and tweak some things, but right now it's just we want to give the experience as good as it can be to the horsemen at the county fair level. I grew up on these fair circuits, and I tell you what, some of my best memories are over there right in that shed row, in that barn, in the north side of this track. And I want to bring this whole experience to the living rooms and the phones and to everyone who might have an interest in watching a couple of horses go around in circles. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and let's see if you have any more questions for me, Steve.
Well, the other question I have for you is this is a great experience for people who have never been to the fair to watch harness racing, to watch from the comfort of their home, but there's no experience. We want to encourage people to come to the fair. There's nothing like live horse racing, fair food, and fair drinks.
Absolutely. I said this is all about the experience, and I just got I got a pork chop sandwich today. I've been craving for a year from this place, from the food festival, food carnival. I have to go double check the name, but we want to bring this to the people with the idea that they'll get excited and come out to the fair, get a corn dog, bring the family, ride some rides. We'll send it back to the track announcer at TV.
In Potomac, Illinois, Richard Finn, the trainer driver, to Miss Miley on by Hart Walker. Chaz and Bob Walker and Robin Klingler. Bob Walker trains with Jamaica Patton. Number 3 is Bob Pa's Last Call on by Kevin Miller and Lester Detweiler. Kevin Miller trains, Wyatt Avenatti driving. And number 4, Sage on Stage on by Tim Williams of Mississippi. Roshan Trigg trains with J.D. Lewis.
Midwest has been a strong advocate and comprehensive source for harness racing in the Midwest and beyond for over 40 years. With owner-editor Tim Conkle leading the way, Midwest Harness Report brings you the latest news, information, schedules, and stats. Uncover remarkable stories about the people and horses at the core of harness racing. Midwest Harness Report reaches thousands of subscribers every month. For advertising and subscription inquiries, call 765-212-1320 or visit MidwestHarnessReport.com.
As they get ready here, we want to thank our volunteers who have streamed this, as we talked about with the interview with David Brink, that have done this before on Facebook and other avenues. You can see them listed, a huge list of volunteers that have done that. And again, a thank you to the Midwestern Illinois Racing Association. We've got several of their races on tap, but as we get ready for the 8th race, it'll be Slim's Final Filly, driven by Richard S. Finn, trained by him. Jamaica Patton on MS Miley. It's a Robert Walker horse. And then David, did you hear who's driving number 3? Did you know? Yep. All right, we'll see if maybe I have that in the other slide. As no, somehow I Wyatt Avenatti. Yep, I would say so. Wyatt Avenatti is driving the Kevin Miller horse, Bob Papa's Last Call, and then Sage on Stage. J.D. Lewis driving Rashawn Trigg. He's been in the winner's circle several times so far, but they're at the gate getting ready to get at the starting gate. We'll send it back to Ed Teefee.
3-year-old pacing fillies, a 16th out. And here they come in the race sponsored by State Farm. Miss Miley gets the first call. Miss Miley drives out for Jamaica Patton. Away second, Slim's Final filly. Racing third now, Bappa's last call. Bappa's last call. And at the back here is Sage on Stage. So Jamaica brushed out, got the lead, but he slowed this pace down, and this field is kind of creeping up the backstretch here towards that quarter-mile marker. Miss Miley, the World of Rock and Roll filly, leads by a length and a quarter. Right there second, Slim's Final filly. 34-4. That's a jog in the park for these 3-year-olds. They've got a lot left. They get past the half here. 34-4 past the quarter for the Jamaica Patton-driven Miss Miley. Slim's Final filly is right there second. Racing third is Bappa's Last Call and Sage on Stage. Sage on Stage moves out from the back of the pack as we move past a leisurely first half here. Miss Miley by 2 lengths. Slim's Final filly still second. Half in 1:07 and 2/5 of a second. 1:07 and 2. Miss Miley could be pretty tough to catch off a half in 7 and 2. She leads by 2. Sage on Stage, who was fourth, moves up third on the outside. Slim's Final filly is on the inside, bearing out a little bit. Now sneaking up the inside comes Wyatt Evanity with Papa's Last Call. 3/4 and 139-4. And now Miss Miley has just shifted gears. Miss Miley and Jamaica Patton, just like that, open up 5. They're 3 across the racetrack behind her. Sage on Stage is the filly that's the widest, and she's closing a little bit. But Miss Miley's going to hold this field off pretty easily. Miss Miley, Sage on Stage, comes on second. Bappa's Last Call will be a third, followed by Slim's Final filly. 2:09 flat, 2:09. So McKenzie's got us another winner here of $5, and it's Doug Thornton. Doug Thornton wins $5. Correctly picking the winner, Miss Miley, in race number 8. Well, walkers coming from everywhere here as Ms. Miley wins race number 8. 3-year-old daughter, a World of Rock and Roll from Fox Valley Miley by Sportsmaster. Bred by the owners, Hart Walker, and Chaz Walker, Bob Walker, and Robin Klingler, all from over in Greene County. You go to harness races, you know the Walkers. Tina Walker-Schrock is the secretary-treasurer of the Midwestern Eleanor Racing Association. Her and her mother, Mary Etta, are clerks of the course and really make these county fairs run fair after fair after fair. Everybody in the business knows Marietta Walker and her daughter, Tina Walker-Schrock. They're both down here with their extended family. Good to see Hart and Chaz here. The patriarch, Bob Walker, down there with Jim Kaburk, David Brink, who's made this harness tube thing very successful. Mark Walker, who's the superintendent of speed over at the Greene County Fair. Also on that Greene County Fair board. Also here with the Walker clan, with the Jamaica patent-driven Miss Miley 209 flat with the last quarter in 29 1/5 of a second. Results of race 8 now official. Number 1, Slim's Final Filly finished 4th. Number 2, Miss Miley, the winner. Number 3, Bob Pa's Last Call was 3rd. Number 4, Sage on Stage finished 2nd. First quarter was in 34 4/5. The half in 107 2/5. 3/4 in 139 4/5. The mile was in 209 flat. Race 8 checks from the top. 4-1-3-2 on the bottom. Time of the mile, 209 flat. Second division of the 3-year-old pacing fillies coming up next. Mike Crabtree, local auctioneer. Always a fine sponsor of the races here at the Macoupin County Fair. This will be the Mike Crabtree Pace coming up next, race 9.
Back with you until Ed TV comes back again. We'll be at Decatur tomorrow, 4 p.m. post time, and then we're back Saturday again at the Macon County Fair at 11 a.m. post time. And then we've got a couple of races been added in there on the 21st, I believe, and the 26th. And back with Ed TV.
Fair continues. A lot of things going on tomorrow. Exhibit halls are open at 4 o'clock. Bates.
He's talking about what's going on there. But, hey, you want to advertise with us? You can run commercials on Harness Tube. We'll get you in between races. We'll get you pre-race and usually run some at the end of the race or end of the racing night. But advertise with us. You can do that lots of ways on your screen that I'll put up to you. You can go to Facebook and look for the Harness Tube site. Send David Brink a PM, a private message. He can get with you on that. Or you can send a message through YouTube to Harness Tube IL, Harness Tube Illinois, and then or email harnesstube@gmail.com, or the last one, give him a call, 312-772-5122. That's 312-772-5122. And guess what? The more people that advertise means I'm not going to put this advertising slide on the screen anymore. So you're not going to hear my voice saying donate or advertise because we've got the advertisers. The other thing you can do doesn't cost you a dime. All you have to do is go on YouTube and subscribe. If you're on the channel right now watching, it's usually in that lower right-hand corner. Reach up and hit that subscribe button. Folks, we need to get to like 1,000 or 500 to get some extra things, our own channel designation. All of these things we can get on YouTube. Actually, we can also get some financial from them if we get to that point. And so we want to have you do that and subscribe. The other thing you can do, go to our Facebook site. And a lot of people have done this. We actually have more likes on our Facebook page than we have subscribers on the YouTube channel. We'd like to get that evened out, and both of them a lot more. Facebook at Harness Tube. You can like us. You can follow us on that. With that, we'll go to one of our sponsors here real quick.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, Ongate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at Ongate.com. Ongate, we've changed the way the business works.
Want to thank you to the volunteers that promote Illinois County Fair harness racing on social media and have been streaming it over the last few years. You can see the list is numerous here to thank all these people for helping promote harness racing. And folks, if you haven't got out to a county fair, you need to do it. Take a day and watch some harness racing. Lots of it out there this summer that you can watch. County fairs galore. Goodness gracious, I think the first full week in August, we're broadcasting 8 days in a row, and we're not even covering all of the harness racing that's out there. And so we want to promote the county fair thing. And my wife and I were talking that her family vacations, actually, because they were farmers, was going to the county fair and watching things like harness racing and tractor pulls and all those things. And for me, my favorite thing, fair food. There's nothing like fair food, and each fair has their unique thing that they kind of do. So also, you can send a message to from the backstretch. Go to harnesstube@gmail.com. Send David a shout out. Tell us who your favorite driver, horse, or trainer is. Maybe your favorite fair food. You could do that. Hope you're watching at home and maybe making wagers between your family members on who's going to win the race. So with that, we'll go to Ed Teefee and the track announcer.
Richard Finn, the trainer driver. 4 3-year-old pacing fillies, all bred in the state of Illinois. We'll go postward here in race number 9. Richest filly in this race, the 3, Ashley's Amanda. She's made over $17,000 in her career. She made over $10,000 last year, almost $7,000 this year. Ashley's Amanda, just to start before last, was a winner at Oak Grove down in southern Kentucky in a lifetime best of 155-3 for Wyatt Avenatti. He was third last week at Carrollton. But she looks like she'd have to be the favorite in this field. We're going to know here pretty quick. Golden Fort, Fox Valley Reagan, Ashley's Amanda. Frontier Molly in behind starter Mike Titus. Gates on the move. Here they come. Beautiful start. 4 fillies right on the gate. And they're off and pacing. And Jamaica with Golden Port leads them into the first turn. And then he gets rough gated and goes off stride. So Golden Fort has made a break there in the first turn. Everybody's safe. Ashley's Amanda rough gated there. She made the top. Ashley's Amanda, a 55 and change winner, just 2 starts back. A little rough gated coming out of that turn. Racing second now, Frontier Molly. But here comes Jamaica with Golden Fort. They're flying up on the outside. Not going to let that pace be as slow as he let it be in the prior race. 32 and 3 past the quarter. 32 and 3. Ashley's Amanda on the inside. Golden Fort on the outside is right there second. Frontier Molly. Fox Valley Reagan as the 3-year-old fillies race towards the half-mile marker. Ashley's Amanda, but Golden Fort's right with her as they move past the half into the lower turn. Frontier Molly is still there third. Half in 1:02 and 3, by far the fastest first half of the evening. 1:02 and 3. Ashley's Amanda by a length. Golden Fort is on the outside right there second. Racing third is Frontier Molly and Fox Valley Reagan. Only 3 lengths separate the field. Fox Valley Reagan a little rough gated there as she started to make a move. Now we're in that final turn. Ashley's Amanda leads by a length, 133 and 4. Ashley's Amanda with the lead. Frontier Molly's there second. Golden Fort is now tired. Ashley's Amanda is going to be tough to catch. Fox Valley Reagan coming on late. Ashley's Amanda is going to win it. Ashley's Amanda by about 7. Frontier Molly followed by Fox Valley Reagan and Golden Fort. 2:03 3/5. 2:03 3/5. Pick the winner contest winner. McKenzie's drawn out Della Sullivan. Della Sullivan. .203 3/5. Quickest smile of the evening here at the Macoupin County Fair. Ashley's Amanda picks up her second win. 7 tries this year as a 3-year-old. 3-year-old daughter of Ashley's Big Guy from Obsession by Liz Mara. Bred by Willis Ham's Ham Family Trust over at Eldon, Missouri. Ashley's Amanda was a winner twice last year as a 2-year-old, winning at Newton in 2:03 and 4/5. Talked about that win a couple of weeks ago at Oak Grove in Southern Kentucky in 155 and 3. Really sharp right now, winning 2 out of her last 3. She's by the late Ashley's Big Guy, son of Life Sign, who made almost $1 million. Ashley's Big Guy, half brother to the dam of Bulldog Hanover, the 145 and 4 world champion, fastest harness horse ever. He was from a half sister to the late Ashley's Big Guy. Owned by Wyatt Evanetti of Chrisman. His grandfather, Earl Avenatti of Clinton, Indiana. Trained by Wyatt's dad, David Avenatti. Driven by one of the top young up-and-coming drivers in our sport in the Midwest, Wyatt Avenatti. 26-year-old Wyatt Avenatti wins here in 2:03 3/5. Last quarter in 29-4, last half in 101. Joined here again by your superintendent of speed, Jim Cabert. Hornet Tubes, David Brink. Wyatt Avanetti, Ashley's Amanda. Win the Mike Crabtree Auctioneer Trophy.
Unofficial stats on that, the number 1 horse finished 4th in Golden Fort. Fox Valley Reagan finished 3rd. The number 2 horse.
Results of the 9th race now official. Number 1 Golden Fort finished 4th. 2 Fox Valley Reagan was 3rd. Number 3 Ashley's Amanda the winner. Number 4 Frontier Molly finished 2nd. First quarter was in 32-3. The half in 102-3. 3 quarters in 133-4. The mile 203 3/5. Race 9 checks from the top. 4-3-1, 2 on the bottom. 203 3/5 for the mile.
Want to let you know you can send a message to us on harnesstube@gmail.com. David Brink's checking those. If you want to do a shout out to us, tell us where you're watching from, maybe who your favorite horse is, favorite driver, trainer, or then the other thing, tell us your favorite fair food. I'd be interested out there. When you go to fairs, what's your favorite fair food? We're hoping you're watching at home and maybe doing a little side wagering. Got a deck of cards out. If there's 7, tell you how to do this. If there's 7 horses in the race, you do ace through 7, and everybody draws a horse, and that's your horse for that race. Or you can go into the make your own book out, and everybody pick their horses 1 through 3, or you can pick the whole field. Lisa and I, when we do this, when we go to fairs, we pick the whole field, and whoever gets the most positions right, and the tiebreaker is most wins for the night. Or, and I should say most wins for the night, and then the tiebreaker is most positions picked for the night on that. And so we're happy to do that. I want to thank the Midwestern Illinois Racing Association and the races that they sponsor out there. I want to thank our generous donors who have donated to the cause to keep this YouTube broadcast for free as we get ready for race 10. We got 4 races left for you tonight. I know Ed's done a little bit of announcing already, but we're thankful for Ed Teefy and the things that he puts out there and the support that he's given us, and Kurt Becker and several other people that have been helping us. Tina Schrock, who with the Illinois Western Illinois Harness Racing Association. David Brink has had this idea, and also got to throw in Troy Markert in that case, and several people that have had this brainchild and watched it happen on Facebook with no announcing, no tie into the PA system, nothing on the screen for you other than the horse race. And as Tina and them said, you know, we're getting better at the camera, but we're better out of the gate, she thought, than the Facebook stuff was, trying to do with a phone and trying to do with an iPad and trying to do all those things. And Lisa's getting better and getting smoother each time, and we're finding new ways to do things out there. But folks, I want to encourage you, come out to the state fairs. You know, if you're elderly and can't get out, if your grandma loves watching harness racing, go buy her a smart TV. Go buy her a smart TV and fix it to where all she has to do is push a button and she can watch harness racing on the TV. Best gift you could give to someone out there is the gift of being able to watch this, an easy way forward to do it. Get them a tablet, get them something. Call the nursing home and tell them, hey, there's a schedule out there. This would be an activity you could go in the room and in the nursing home, and you could. I don't want to say make bets, but betting. But draw cards, do those things that I talked about. How about doing that at a nursing home for an event and putting the race on, bringing them that experience, maybe making some fair food for these people, lemonade shake-ups, cotton candy, all these things. Make this an experience for these people in the nursing home. And in fact, I'm going to call our nursing director back in Mount Sterling and tell Tammy Smith, hey, get this channel on your TV and get people in there and, have a fun day with horse racing in the state of Illinois. And it will bring memories back for those people. If you're looking for something to do with your elderly parents, aunts, and uncles, get them set up. Go watch the races with them. Bring them to your house and watch the race on the big screen. And so, or do like we did tonight. We brought my 87-year-old uncle down to the fair with us tonight, but he can't go all the time either. So what's he going to do? He's going to watch on Harness Tube, and so we thank you for that. We'll go back to Ed Teefy at this time.
Owned by Nancy and Don Musalami. Kevin Miller trains for Wyatt Avanetti. Bombay Buddy and Jamaica Patton, Jordan Patton, Sage's Revenge. J.D. Lewis with Mystic Revenge. I'll Coach with Wyatt Avanetti. For Illinois bred, pacing colts and geldings are at the gate, and the gate's on the move. Three-year-old pacers at the head of the stretch. Starting gate has made the turn and begins to pick up speed. Race 10. Here they come. Another good start. Off quickly from the inside, Bombay Buddy on the outside. I'll Coach and Wyatt Avanetti cross over to take the lead. Bombay Buddy is pacing along second. Sage's Revenge is there third. Mystic Revenge is fourth. Race up the backstretch towards the quarter-mile marker. I'll Coach, the corner blitz gelding, leads by a length. Bombay Buddy sits right there second. With the leaders, third is Sage's Revenge. Up on the outside now is Mystic Revenge off the quarter in 33 seconds. First quarter in 33 seconds, they move over to the 3/8 mile marker. It's I'll Coach by a half a length. Mystic Revenge races up on the outside to challenge. Now take over. It's Mystic Revenge on the outside, Out Coach on the inside. Pace is quickening a little bit now. These two are kind of racing out front. Out Coach on the inside. Mystic Revenge on the outside right there. Second, Bombay Buddy getting a nice trip past the half in 104 flat. Then we've got Sage's Revenge. Past the draw gate. Over to the 5/8 mile marker they go. Out Coach on the inside by a neck. Mystic Revenge is right there second. Bombay Buddy gets the perfect trip on the inside there third. And the trailer is Sage's Revenge. Got a little over a quarter of a mile to go. They're going to have to catch Out Coach. Wyatt Avanetti looking for another win here. 3/4 in 134 and 4. Pace is quickened now. They move over to the 7/8. It's Out Coach with the lead. Bombay Buddy's got the perfect trip. Falling back on the outside, Mystic Revenge. Out Coach is the one to catch. Bombay Buddy with the only chance. Not going to happen tonight. Out Coach, Wyatt Avanetti. They just shifted gears and cruise home with a 6th-length victory. Bombay Buddy was their second. Mystic Revenge and Sage's Revenge. 204 4/5. 204 4/5. I was in 204.4. The winner was the 4. Out Coach, the Pick the Winner contest winner from Heddick, Don Taylor. Don Taylor wins $5. Courtesy of your fair queen, drawing your name out. And the Macoupin County Fair. Out Coach is a 3-year-old gelded son of Corner Blitz from Madeira Island by Island Fantasy. Bred by Nancy and Don Musalami, owned by the Musalamis of Lamont. Trained by Arthur's Kevin Miller. Another driving victory here tonight for the up-and-coming Wyatt Avanetti. Out Coach making just his 3rd lifetime start, a winning effort here in 204 and 4. Last half was in 1 minute and 4/5. Last quarter in 30 seconds flat. Horse came up here and looked at Kevin Miller and ran away. All right, we're going to take that picture right out there, Wyatt. It's a safer place to be. Kevin Miller, Wyatt Avanetti with the Musalamis. Out Coach, very impressive here. 204.4 as Jim Kaburk makes the Goodman Real Estate and Insurance Agency Trophy presentation. The Musalamis, Kevin Miller, and Wyatt Avanetti. Results of the 10th race now official. Number 1, Bombay Buddy was second. Number 2, Sage's Revenge was fourth. Number 3, Mystic Revenge was third. Number 4, Out Coach, the winner. First quarter was in 33, the half in 104. 3/4 in 134 and 4. The mile 204 4/5. Race 10 checks down 2 4 3 1 on the bottom. 204 4/5. to thank the Gillespie Bunnell Ambulance Service for having their ambulance on hand tonight for the races. We really appreciate it. United States Trotting Association rules require that there be an ambulance on site of any of our harness racing programs. Pretty big commitment for some of these ambulance services, so we really appreciate their cooperation. Race number 11 is the Tommy Decker Memorial. Pays for non-winners of $5,000 lifetime. I want to thank Cassidy Tartar for being our parade marshal tonight. Let's give her a big hand, folks. She's been here all night. Did a nice job with the pretty Palomino. Cassidy Tartar.
Hey, we'd like for you to advertise with us. If you want to go to Harness Tube, advertise with us. Just send a PM to David Brink on Facebook at Harness Tube, YouTube at Harness Tube Illinois, IL, Harness Tube IL, or send him an email at harnestube@gmail.com. Hey, better yet, give him a call. Call him on the phone, talk to him, said, hey, tell me what you're doing. What's going on with this? How can I donate? How can I sponsor and have ads on there? 312-772-5122. If your county fair is not on our list of fairs for this year, what you might want to do is give David Brink and say, what would it take for you to come to our county fair and do our harness racing? And we'll try to work it out because, you know, we've got enough experience now that we're trying to get packages worked out to where people can say, hey, we're going to be there for X amount of days and do it. Now, can we do everything? No, but here's what I'm going to solicit. Hang on.
Appreciate having Harness Tube here with us tonight. They'll be at Decatur tomorrow and follow this fair circuit throughout the summer. Steve and Lisa Surratt. Lisa just retired this past week from a 45-year career as a nurse, intensive care nurse. So she had a very illustrious 45-year career in intensive care. Spent the rest of her years giving intensive care to her husband, Steve. I don't know, Steve's saying yes, and she's shaking her head no, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Ed can't hear me, folks, with the insurance policies paid up.
Remember the days of looking up there and seeing Roy Weller, Barney Redfern, the late Senator Vince DiMuzio here at the Macoupin County Fair?
We're going to cut back. You can Cost you nothing to like, subscribe, or follow on your YouTube channel. You folks that are watching right now, if you haven't already, take a moment and go up and hit subscribe. You'll get notifications when we're out broadcasting harness racing here in the state of Illinois when we go live, and you can find our channel a lot easier than also on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. The things are on the screen for you to do that, and we have sponsors out there that help us. If you have a business that does business statewide, worldwide, you might want to talk to David Brink about that.
Midwest Harness Report has been a strong advocate and comprehensive source for harness racing in the Midwest and beyond for over 40 years. With owner-editor Tim Conkle leading the way, Midwest Harness Report brings you the latest news, information, schedules, and stats. Uncover remarkable stories about the people and horses at the core of harness racing. Midwest Harness Report reaches thousands of subscribers every month. For advertising and subscription inquiries, call 765-212-1320 or visit MidwestHarnessReport.com.
S.J. Walker of Mount Sterling, Huntsville, and Chambersburg. Doug Bowen is the trainer and driver. Number 2 is Rockin' Fay, owned by Wayne Brown. Wayne trains with Jamaica Patton. Number 3, Roland Cali, owned by Charles Hunt. Roshan Trigg trains for J.D. Lewis. Number 4, Just Sid, owned by Josh Hill and Daryl Moore, both of Mississippi. Daryl Moore is the trainer and driver. Number 5 is Rockin' Cafone, owned by Wayne Brown. Wayne trains with Jordan Patton driving. Number 6 is Speed Minded, owned by Richard Dobson of Alexander. Steve Halford II, the trainer driver.
I want to tell you, if you're watching tonight, send David Brink a message on his email account. That's harnesstube@gmail.com. Let him know what you think. Hey, we'll take some criticism too. Tell us what we can do better. We've got a lot of stuff in the works. Like I said, we do a lot of broadcasting for Brown County Sports, and this is a different setup than what we've had. We're using more graphics than anything that we've ever used, side-by-side screens and things like that. And I know David's going to work on interviews that we can play during the broadcast. But we want to thank every harness race we've been at so far. Carlinville, over at Carrollton, great people helped us get everything going. The judges and the officials have been fantastic with the harness racing. We'll be in Decatur tomorrow. We know that Kurt Becker's going to be there probably tomorrow doing that one. We're excited about working with him. And let David Brink know how much you appreciate it. It's taken a lot of work by everybody involved here. They're turning the lights on. That's something everybody says needs to happen to me. Somebody needs to turn the lights on so that I can speak more intelligently. But we're getting ready for a post here. We'll send it back over to Ed Teefee and what he's got.
Ashley's gone. Rockin' Fay, Roland Cali, Just Sid, Rockin' Cafone. Those 5 on the gate. Speed Minded in the back tier. Gates on the move. Race 11, the Tommy Decker Memorial. Overnight Pacers at the head of the stretch. 6 of them, 5 on the gate. Speed Minded in the back tier, and here they come. Great start for the overnight Pacers. Rockin' Fay and Jamaica Patton. They fire out of there pretty quickly. Roland Cali goes right with them. Doug Bowen and Ashley's Gone is racing third on the inside. Just Sid is fourth on the outside. Rockin' Cafone is back there fifth. Racing sixth is Speed Minded. As the six of them round the first turn and race up the backstretch. Up front, it's Rockin' Fay by a length and a quarter. Here comes Rockin' Cafone. Rockin' Cafone is flying up on the outside for Jordan Patton. He'll take over as they go into the upper turn. Rockin' Fay is back there second. First quarter was in 33 seconds. Roland Cali is pacing along a third. Ashley's Gone pulls from the outside, racing fourth. Justed stays on the inside of fifth. And Speed Minded is still sixth. They're all in contention. They're about 4 wide, racing towards the half-mile marker. Up front, it's Jordan Patton. He's there with Rockin' Cafone. Moving up on the outside, Speed Minded comes from last to challenge for first. In the pocket is Rockin' Fay. Roland Cali is next as we swing into that lower turn. It's Rockin' Cafone by a neck. Half in 106 and 3. Speed Minded is parked out there second. On the inside third, Rockin' Fay. As we race towards that 3/4 mile marker, we got a horse race. Top 5 within about 3 lengths of each other with a 1/4 mile to go. It's Rockin' Cafone. He's still there. Rockin' Cafone. Speed Minded on the outside. Jamaica right there third with Rockin' Fay. 3/4 and 1, the 39 and 1. We're in the final turn. On the inside, it's Rockin' Cafone. Rockin' Cafone with the lead, but here comes Rockin' Fay. Rockin' Cafone, Rockin' Fay. One of the Rockins are going to win this. Rockin' Cafone on the inside. Rockin' Fay on the outside. Rockin' Fay, Rockin' Cafone, Rockin' Cafone, Rockin' Fay. Photo finish. We're going to hold up, Mackenzie. All right. Too close to call for me. 207 1/5. Well, it was a close one there. Rockin' Cafone on the inside, Rockin' Fay on the outside. Both horses are owned by Mason, Tennessee's Wayne Brown. Both are trained by Wayne Brown. So all we know for sure right now is that Wayne Brown is coming into the winner's circle. We'll wait here to announce the winner of the Tommy Decker Memorial. Bobby Decker, Marge Decker, Jody, Diana, all coming trackside here for the Tommy Decker Memorial. Tommy Decker was a great horseman in his own right. Coming from the Decker family, you expect that. We lost him way too young. Wayne Brown. The rich get richer, Wayne, don't they? All right, we've looked at it. Who do you want to win, Wayne? We're going to dead heat them. They dead heated, literally. Yeah, we have both of them in the fixture, Wayne. Tommy Decker Memorial. This is the first for the Tommy Decker Memorial. And folks, be real careful up here. We've had a little bit of a dangerous time with one, let alone having them both here. Be careful. Take a quick photo. Everybody be very alert here. Jim Kaburk, Wayne Brown, Rockin' Fay, Rockin' Cafone, both owned by Mason, Tennessee's Wayne Brown, trained by the very likable Wayne Brown, Jamaica Patton, Jordan Patton doing the driving. A dead heat in the Tommy Decker Memorial. Let's give him a big hand, folks. How are we going to do that? Let's do it. Okay. We're going to have two Pick the Winner contest winners. We're feeling very generous here, or Mackenzie is anyway. She's running the show. It looks like Linda Lewis. We have a Linda Lewis out there. Linda Lewis picks the 5. And the 2. I need more light here. Here, Bob Ballinger, help me out with this. Is it Tom, Tony, Quebec, or? Who is this? Address on there. I'll do this. Okay, the other winner, and the handwriting's pretty light here, but correctly picking the 2 horse is Tom Koch. I can read the Cook part of it. Koch. Here's an address, 1124 Northeast 1250 Avenue. So Tom, congratulations. Hope you're here. You win $5 courtesy of the Macoupin County Fair. I look at this one. So our presiding judge, Jim Austin from up at Lincoln, Illinois, has been doing this for a long time. Dead heats are pretty rare. And in this day and age, when we got computer technology and we've got the videotape over here and we got a videotape over there, but after examining both videotapes, we could not separate them. So the presiding judge, Jimmy Austin, called it a dead heat. With that in mind, here's the results of race 11, the Tommy Decker Memorial. Number 1, Ashley's Gone finished 6th. Number 2, Rockin' Fay was 1st in a dead heat. Number 3, Roland Kelly was 3rd. Number 4, Just Sid finished 4th. Number 5, Rockin' Cafone was 1st in a dead heat. And number 6, Speed Minded finished 5th. First quarter was in 33 seconds, the half in 106 and 3, 3 quarters in 139 and 1, the mile 207 and 1/5 of a second. Race 11 from the top, checks down, 6, 1 dead heat, 3, 4, 1 dead heat, 5 on the bottom, 207 and 1 with a last quarter in 28 seconds flat. Race number 12, Open Pacers, the George and Lucille Ballinger Memorial. That last race, that dead heat with the Wayne Brown owned, trained, and bred horses, both driven by Pattons, very, very rare occurrence. Drivers were cousins, same trainer, same owner, same breeder. That will make some news around the Midwest in harness racing circles. Very unusual.
All right, let's ask the question. Send David Brink a message at harnesstube@gmail.com. Who won the last race, the 5 or the 2? You guys in Mississippi, I know that there's a bunch of you down there in the horse barn watching that. If you're watching on a big TV, reverse it back. I went back and looked at it, and I'm saying it was almost a dead heat from where I could see it from. I don't think you could distinguish. David and I were talking. I think they made the right call there.
Number
but,
one,
hey, we want your opinion. Did the 5 win that on the inside or the 2 on the outside? Send it again to harnesstube@gmail.com. We'd be interested in what you thought at the end of that race. And I don't know about anybody else, but I think the 2 driver was trash-talking the 5 driver when they came out of turn 4 on the home stretch, because I see him leaning over this direction. And I don't know if he's looking for room, but I'm just saying, Cousins, there might have been some trash talking going on amongst them. And those are the only things that you can see when you are here live. But we're down to our next to last race. It's got a little dark here, so I'm going to pre-warn you. I don't know what the camera has been focusing on the back stretch, because I know in Carrollton we had issues of focusing back there, that the camera would not focus, but we'll do the best job we can there for you. I know they've got generated lights there and over in the other corner, but they don't have either one of those on. So, great night at the Macoupin County Fair. Once the sun got to the backside of the grandstands, it was cooler and nicer. And I hate to say this, I think our
Memorial Open Pacers.
The gnats are gone
Randy Brown
for
has
the
done
season.
An excellent job at this racetrack today and tonight.
Again, as they get ready at the starting gate. For those of you who've been around harness racing for a long time, Bob Groton, if you remember the red starting car and the starting gate that was there, that was him. And I can remember him. He came to Mount Sterling. I think he was in Mount Sterling every year I've ever watched in Mount Sterling. And so shout out to the family. First race was a memorial race for him, but what a big part of harness racing. Ed Teefy does a wonderful job doing the track announcing. I love the fact that a lot of times, David, that I don't have to talk very much. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get a second headset set up. So if David's not in the horse barn or doing something with that he can come over and talk with us, and we can have some chat back and forth. He's also working on some interviews that we can throw in. Might not be live interviews from this race. It might be, at the next race he's got some interviews from the last one. But we're trying to bring this product into your home and make it a lot more personal. Again, if you got an elderly person that grew up going to the fairs, going to harness racing, hey, go over and take something, hook into their TV with their computer, and show them horse racing. Maybe have a day of fair food. Do this at a nursing home. Do this in your own house.
At the gate.
Have a family day. You don't even have to be there. So Ed's got the gate. We'll give you the live racing now.
Pacers at the head of the stretch. She's self-contained, I believe. Back off the gate.
Again, you can hear from Ed Teefy that it's getting even hard for him
We
to
have
see.
a recall. Want to let it get a little darker. Must have been interference behind the gate. Only a few reasons we can have a recall. Interference behind the gate or broken equipment or if a horse is out of position. I'm not sure what the position is here. Just making a break isn't enough to occasion a recall. So you got to have a horse out of position, interference, or broken equipment. Okay. We're going to try this again. Race 12, the Ballinger Memorial. Open Pacers. Anybody up there that'd like to announce a horse race, now would be the time. Pacers in the open, in behind the gate. She's self-contained. It's Iris's birthday. Fox Valley Oscar, I'm a Man at Heart. St. John's Sports Star. At the top of the stretch. They're all in line, all behaving themselves this time. Here they come. And it's a good start. It's Iris's birthday's out sharply. I'm a Man at Heart from the outside. I'm a Man at Heart has made the front. She's self-contained, made a break there, and maybe ran into its Iris's birthday. Racing up the backstretch, I'm a Man at Heart. Leads by about 5. Fox Valley Oscar is back there second. I think that's St. John's Sports Star pacing along third. 29-4. Fastest first quarter of the night. 29-4. I'm a Man at Heart leads by about 5. They move past the 3/8 mile marker. I'm a Man at Heart with the lead. Fox Valley Oscars in chase there second. Back there third is Wyatt Avanetti with St. John's Sports Bar. Then we got It's Iris's birthday, and she's self-contained. The half, 1 minute, 3/5 of a second. 1 minute, 3/5 of a second. Past the draw gate. Over to the 5/8 mile marker. The Manhart 3-year-old gelding. I'm a Man at Heart. He's got a record of 53 and change at Oak Grove. Off a half and a minute and change. He looks strong past the 3/4. I'm a Man at Heart by 2, now by 3. Fox Valley Oscar is back there second. 3/4 and 1:31 and 4/5. 1:31 and 4. Eighth of a mile to go. I'm a Man at Heart, but here comes Fox Valley Oscar. I'm a Man at Heart on the inside. Fox Valley Oscar on the outside, but it's I'm a Man at Heart in a big effort. I'm a Man at Heart wins it by 2.5 lengths. Fox Valley Oscar, St. John Sports Star. She's self-contained. And it's Iris's birthday. 2:01 and 1. 2:01, 1/5. Fastest mile of the night. Harold Finn and Steve Halford, when you get back to the barn, they like to see you at the starting gate. Steve Halford, Harold Finn to the starting gate, please.
They're going to call the drivers up to the stand to talk with them and talk to the judge because it looked like there was a little horse interference going on there at the number 1 turn. If you looked, one of the buggies flew off the ground like it went into the grass, like it got forced off and so forth.
It does not involve the winner.
Does not involve the winner, involves 2 other horses. So I know the judge is going back to interview the drivers, what they do with that to see what happens.
Moyer,
but like I said, I saw the cart go up in the air like he went on. The driver got forced off in the grass or pushed into the tree.
$5.
Again, we want to thank you. If you would like to,
George and Lucille
give us a
Ballinger,
note from the backstretch. Give us a
big supporters
call
of everything
on
Macoupin County.
Go to harnesstube@gmail.com. We'd be
Fair.
interested in the last race
Their
11,
sons, Jim and Bob.
and let us know who you
decades
thought
have
won
been
that race.
very
David's got
active horsemen.
that, but we enjoy you
Supporters
watching tonight.
of harness racing throughout the Midwest. Jim still serves as the first vice president of the Midwestern Illinois Racing Association. Of course, Jim Ballinger owns Fox Valley Gemini, one of the great all-time Illinois bred horses, multiple times the Illinois Horse of the Year. I'm a Man at Heart in a very impressive effort here, owned by Shamal Moore of Mississippi, trained and driven by Darrell Moore, our fastest mile of the night. .201, 1/5 of a second. 2:01, 1/5 of a second. Just a 3-year-old Manhart from a Precious Bunny mare. Got a win this year at Oak Grove in 153 and change. 2:01, 1 in the Ballinger Memorial for Darrell Moore. All right, the officials have talked to the drivers, and there's no changes, no disqualifications. So here's the results of race number 12. Number 1, She's Self-Contained, finished 4th. 2, It's Iris's Birthday was 5th. Number 3, Fox Valley Oscar was 2nd. Number 4, I'm a Man at Heart, the winner. Number 5, St. John Sports Star finished 3rd. First quarter was in 29-4. The half in 1 minute and 3/5. 3 quarters in 1:31-4. The mile 2:01 1/5 of a second. Race 12 checks down 4:52 1:3 on the bottom. The mile a very quick 2:01 1/5. Last quarter in 29-2. Both halves were in 1 minute and 3/5 of a second. Pretty impressive 3-year-old there. I'm a Man at Heart from Forest, Mississippi. All right, the nightcap, race 13, the open trot, sponsored by the Coburg family.
So we get ready for the last race of the night. We want to remind you, hey, send us a message at arnestube@gmail.com to let David Brink know how you like the broadcast so far. Again, we're in the infancy, so we make little mistakes here and there, and Lisa's getting a whole lot better with the camera, we hope, and that I know she is. It's getting smooth. Some of the things we cannot accommodate is the backstretch with no lights on it, so sorry that we can't do something there. Got a beautiful horse, number 5, running in this race. That will be Kelly's Dream Boy. That's a fine-looking horse there. I don't know how it's going to do. And so the lineup looks like this. BBR Lady is driven by Jacob Riddell, and he also trains that horse. On Glide is Jerome Daniels. He also trains the horse. Doug Graham does Noble Prize and trains that horse. Stefan Halford II is the trainer and driver for Wright's Kid. And Kelly's Dream Boy, trained by Jacob Riddell. And I don't know who's driving the. David Brink might be able to give that to us here in a minute, who's driving that one, because we didn't get that pre-race. Again, difference in setups. Tomorrow, Lisa will be up in the grandstands. I think I'm going to be over in the pergola, or whatever you want to call it, mid-track, hopefully with the officials, so that I can hear track times and some of that a little bit clearer. But we'll be post time is 4 o'clock.
Hey guys, you're
tomorrow.
over there. We're just going to
We'll
go
be
straight
back.
to the gate here. Number 1 is BBR Lady. Jacob Radel is the trainer-driver. Number 2, On Glide. Jerome Daniels trains and drives. Number 3, Noble Prize. Doug Graham, the trainer-driver. Number 4, Reach Kid. Steve Halford II trains and drives. And number 5, Kelly's Dream Boy, trains by Jacob Radel. Who's on the 5?
I think Ed's trying
They
to
tell
find
me
out.
that's Cornelius Cavett on the 5, and I'm going to take their word for it. He's got green and white silks. I do know that.
I want to give a shout out from Cedric Branson to the Mississippi Trotting Association. We can do that. Mississippi Trotting Association. We're thankful
Trotters
for
at the head of the
everybody
stretch, I
that's
think.
in harness racing and does this. This is one of those pure old-time sports, and so here we go back.
Here they come. They're off and trotting. BBR Lady is first away. BBR Lady trots out and gets the lead. On Glide is away second. Noble Prize is racing third. Reach Kid is fourth. And after the miscue, the pretty gray there, the 5 Kelly's Dream Boy is off stride and trailing fifth. Up the backstretch they go. It's On Glide taking over now. On Glide with the lead. BBR Lady is back there second. Racing third is a Noble's Pride, Reach Kid, and Kelly's Dream Boy. As they trot by the quarter-mile marker, I think we had a lead change. Up front goes BBR Lady. BBR Lady back to the front. The quarter was in 34 and 1/5 of a second. 34 and 1. BBR Lady with the lead. On Glide is their second. Noble Prize, Reach Kid, Kelly's Dream Boy. As we race towards the half-mile marker, it's BBR Lady by 3. On Glide is their second. Racing third, Reach Kid. Then we got Noble Prize, a half and 105 and 4/5 of a second. BBR Lady by a length and a quarter. On Glide still there second. Those two have pulled away from the field. On Glide to the outside now. On Glide trots up and takes over. BBR Lady is back to second. Big gap back to a third. That's Reach Kid. We're in the final quarter of a mile. It's On Glide by 2 lengths. BBR Lady is back there second. On Glide. BBR Lady, Reach Kid, 3/4, 138 and 4/5 of a second. Up front, it's On Glide. On Glide's going to be tough to catch here. BBR Lady is now about 8, make it 10, make it 12 off the leader. On Glide, Jerome Daniels. On Glide wins the nightcap, and it is nighttime. On Glide. BBR Lady is home second. Noble Prize will be third. Reach Kid is fourth. And Kelly's Dream Boy is still back there. 208 4/5. 208 4/5.
Again, we couldn't do this without our donors. We want to thank our donors out there for helping us out and do this. You can be a donor, keeping it free for everyone to watch. At the Venmo account, you go at HarnessTube. That's Venmo at HarnessTube. At PayPal, it's at HarnessTube. Also, PayPal at HarnessTube. If you'd like to send just a check for helping us out with the expenses and making this possible, send it to David Brink at P.O. Box 63 in Mount Sterling, Illinois, 62353.
Hey folks, let's give you a fair coin there. Mackenzie Moyer, a big hand. Just graduated from Milliken. Going to start at St. John's Hospital here in a few months. She's done a great job tonight. Mackenzie Moyer. And she just drew out Leroy Powell. Leroy Powell wins $5.
It looks like your rundown is like this. And number 2 horse On Glide, the winner. BBR Lady second. Your third place is the number 3 horse Noble Prize. Fourth place horse Reach Kid. And your fifth place horse Kelly's Dream Boy. That's how they're going to finish. While Lisa's getting the winner's circle, I'm going to kind of close things out. Thank you for, again, our donations. Hit on that already. We're going to be in Decatur tomorrow, 4 p.m. post time. We'll be on the air just shortly after 3:30 with some things. Then on Saturday, we'll be back to the Macon County Fair at 11 a.m. And thank our donors that are out there. If you want to advertise with us, you've got the information. You can call David Brink at 312-772.
Also a director of the Midwestern Illinois Racing Association, longtime Macoupin County Fair Board member, superintendent of speed here. The Kaburk family, 3 generations there, folks, making the trophy presentation to Jerome Daniels, the Jerome Daniels owned, trained, and driven On Glide. The mile was in 2:08 and 4 last quarter in 30 seconds flat. Let's give them a hand. Let's give the Kaburks a hand, too, along with Jerome Daniels. They do a lot here in Macoupin
Harness
County.
Tube at Gmail to
We appreciate
get
it.
advertising with
Here's the
us. Call
results now
David
of
Brink at
race number
312.
13. Number 1, BBR Lady was second. Number 2, Ongate the winner. 3, Noble Prize was third. Number 4, Reach Kid was fourth. And number 5, Kelly's Dream Boy finished fifth. First quarter was in 34 and 1. The half in 105 and 4. 3 quarters in 138 and 4. The mile 208 and 4 fifths. 13th race checks down 2, 1, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom. Time of the mile in 208 and 4. On behalf of the Macoupin County Fair, your superintendent of speed, Tim Cabert.
Want to thank you folks for watching tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or follow us on YouTube or Facebook. Again, we'll be on the air. I want to thank our sponsors going out here with their commercials.